there early in the ball game.
Captain for the Ashdown Panthers, number 77, Roger Rose, and number 75, Derek Gaddis.
We welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us for Scrapper football action as we're in Ashdown. The Scrappers getting set to take on the Ashdown Panthers. In the coin toss, the captains for Ashdown Panthers, number 75, Barry Gaddis, and number 77 was Roger Rose. The captains for the Nashville Scrappers, number 9, Jason Nolte, and number 56, Rose Scroggins. The Ashdown Panthers won the coin toss. They have elected to receive, and they're setting up on our north. That'll be to our right. And we're getting set for tonight's play-by-play action of this high school football game. Thanks for joining us. Right now, the Nashville Scrappers against the Ashdown Panthers. Now with the play-by-play, here's Charles Hubbard.
There's the approach by Staley, a high kick. It will be taken by French at the 20-yard line. Cuts back upfield and gets a little bit of room, and they'll mark him at about the 30, we'll call it the 33-yard line. That's where they'll take over. The Ashdown Panthers. First possession of the evening.
So the people in on the tackle that time, number 20, Jamie Irby, number 22, Robert Witherspoon, and also, I believe, number 44, Brandon Rowland.
Well, we want to welcome to our listening audience Marie Staley. We know you've been ill. You're home now, and your grandson just kicked off a fine kickoff. So you just sit back and listen to the broadcast and enjoy yourself tonight, and we're glad we can bring it to you. So here we go. Panthers with a first down from their own 33-yard line. First offensive play of the evening. Wing sits up on the right side, split back, split into the left side. It'll be a handoff into the backfield. Is almost tackled there. In fact, I believe there's going to be a little bit of a loss. Coming through first was Reed on the play, and then a host of others. It looks like Leeper was in on the play, along with Leslie Hendricks. And there's going to be about a half a yard loss. We'll call it 1 yard loss on the play. That'll bring up second down and a little more than 10 yards for the Panthers, still at around the 33-yard line. Ball is on the right hash mark now for the Panthers. Split backs again. Now they'll slot to the right side. Harless down under at quarterback for the Panthers. Handoff again. Same play. A little bit better movement that time, but he's met right there by Leslie Hendricks and also Aaron Westfall on the tackle for the Scrappers. Will give him about 3 on the carry. So it's going to bring up second down and about long 7, short 8 for the Panthers. And third down on the play coming up. And this is a big third down play for the Scrappers right here. Need to stop them, get that ball, and see what we can get on. They'll split out wide to the left side is Damon Grant. Wing will set up on the right side. Ball still on the right hash mark. Third and about 7. In motion goes the wingman to his left. They want to throw. Little bit of pressure. Throw it back, and it's going to be complete. Good job that time. They looked it off to the left and threw back to the right to Doug Dunn. And it's all the way up in Scrapper territory. We'll wait till we get the spot, but it's going to be around the 45-yard line. It's at the Scrapper 45, and that was one fine play. A good toss. Doug Dunn was wide open.
That's going to be good for 18 yards on that play, and Ashdown really doing a good job moving the ball there with a pass play.
There's a signal by the official for an official timeout for just a moment. One of the Scrappers has a helmet problem. So, Rick, they caught the Scrappers off guard. They were looking for the run, and that was fine work by Coach Watley to mix his plays up. Scrappers looking for the run all the way, and they come back with a pass to the other side after the quarterback did a real good job of looking it off to the left side and then passing back to the right side. All right, here we go. Split backs again, slot to the left side, ball on the right hash mark. Harless down under. 1st and 10 at the Scrapper 45. Rolls to his left. Pressure. Long pass downfield. Paul Wainwright misses it in a quarter, and he's got going to be a touchdown for the Panthers.
45-yard touchdown pass play, and I believe that was Doug Sehon, the wingback, number 43, in for the touchdown, and it's 45 yards on that play.
All right, a big play by the Ashdown Panthers, and that was a pretty easy drive for the Panthers. They made it look pretty easy, and that is a 45-yard pass. All right, and that comes with 10:01 left here in the first period, and the Panthers on the board first. In to try the extra point will be Quintre French. There's a good snap, placement down, kicks up, looks perfect, and it is. Panthers on the board first here, 7-0 over the Scrappers with 10:01 left here in the first period. We'll be back with more Scrapper football in a moment. Score on a 45-yard touchdown pass from the quarterback John Harless to the slot back or wing back number 43 Doug Sehon, and we had a man there, Paul Wainwright was right there with him, just couldn't quite get his hand on it, but just over his head a little bit, and good reception by Sehon to take it on in for the score.
That was a 4-play 67-yard drive.
And there's the kickoff. It's a long one. And it will be taken. There is a penalty, I believe, or they kicked it before they were supposed to. No, there's a penalty. I believe it's going to be offsides against the Panthers on the kickoff. A flag across the way. And a pretty good kickoff. That one went to about the 3-yard line. So that young man has got a leg. And when I say he's got a leg, yeah, he's got 2 of them, folks. Let's don't get technical on me. Somebody's critiquing me out there, I'm sure. What I mean by that, he has got a strong leg. It went to the 3. You don't see a lot of high school players kicking off to the 3. Well, they're placing it at the 40. What was the penalty for? It's waved off, I guess. Are they not going to back him up 5 yards?
Now they're looking at it.
My
right.
gracious.
There for a minute he was. Okay.
Well, one of the officials was smart enough or alert enough to see that. So now they mark off the 5-yard penalty. So they'll be kicking from the 35 now instead of the 40. And it'll be Paul Wayne Ray along with Greg Washington back deep to receive. They're standing on their 10. And French getting the ball on the tee. And it took them less than 2 minutes to score that touchdown. There's the kickoff. And Washington will take it at the 15. He's back to the 20, the 25. Cuts outside. He's at the 30, and he's snowed under at about the 30-yard line. Up to the 35 will be the mark. And coming up, the young man that caught the touchdown pass there a moment ago, Sehan, in on the play for the Panthers. So we'll call it the, well, exactly on the 35. So let's see what the Scrappers can do. The Scrappers have been stunned early on a 45-yard touchdown pass. Harless to Sehan. And the Panthers lead 7-0. Split backs for the Scrappers. Ball on the left hash mark. In motion goes Reed to his right. McBride drops, rolls, looks, passes complete to Washington, 50, 45, and he is collared as he gets to the 45, maybe the 44-yard line of the Panthers. I'll tell you what, that one might have been a touchdown-saving tackle by number 21, Damon Grant. Because he got him by the shoulder pads, Rick, and if he had not have done that, well, we're having a discussion there. Official timeout. Is there a flag, Rick? I don't see a flag. They're talking to the Panthers. There's an official timeout, I guess, Rick. I missed the official timeout. Scrappers are in their huddle.
Well, Greg was running a slant pattern into the middle there, Charles, and I tell you, McBride reared up and again threw a perfect pass.
Okay, the officials talking with the Scrapper huddle. They've talked with the Panther huddle. Now, unless there was some extracurricular activity that I did not see, and there could have been words out there on the field, and the officials are just getting a handle on it. I don't know that that's what it is, but it very well could be. 1st and 10 Scrappers, we'll call it the 3-yard line, okay, of the Panthers, that is. In motion now goes John Martin to his left, out of the slot. McBride drops, rolls, passes. It's going to be complete to Washington, and he's going to be tackled at about the 25. Make it the 20. You'll have to bear with me on these yard markers because they're not on the side of the field. They're all the way over on the fence, so I've got to guess at them. But that is the 20-yard line, and it's another first down for the Scrappers. The ball is placed squarely on the 20-yard line on the left hash mark.
That's a 23-yard toss there, Charles. Again, a first down, and Greg Washington has 2 receptions, 45 yards.
Washington wide to the right side. Reed to the left. It's split backs now for the Scrappers. Fake handoff. McBride throws across the middle to Martin. He's at the 10-yard line on the first down and goal at the 9. So the Scrappers have picked up 4 first downs on this drive. And they're at the 9-yard line of the Panthers, and they've all been pass plays. So Scrappers trying to pick up where they left off last week. They were stunned on a 45-yard pass play by the Panthers on that first drive. Scrappers trailing 7-0. First time this year they've been behind. Ball's on the right hash mark. Reed in the slot on the right side. Split backs again for the Scrappers. In motion now goes Reed to his left. McBride, hands off, Dugan, up the middle, fights for a little bit, not much, maybe a yard. Tackle made by number 32, Doug Dunn, also Kenneth Jetton on the tackle. That'll bring up a second down and goal. We'll call it the 8-yard line. He didn't gain much. He actually didn't gain a full yard on that play. Ball still on the right hash mark. Slots to each side now. Dugan is the lone setback. In motion goes Martin to his left. McBride drops, rolls, looks, passes to Martin. He's at the 5, breaks it inside, touchdown Scrappers!
Well, I tell you, he kind of made a fake to the inside. He was looking for coverage, and he was trying to fake the coverage, but it was wide open for John Martin to go on in and score.
All right, that is a 5-play drive, Rick, by the Scrappers. And that is a 65-yard drive. And in to attempt the point after is going to be Mark Stavely, and Mark McGill will hold. Clint Reed's the snapper. There's a snap, good one. Oh, it's a bad snap, or excuse me, he didn't hold it. He's going to pass it, it's going to be incomplete. The Scrappers will not get the extra point, so the Ashdown Panthers will have the lead 7-6 over the Scrappers here with 8:05 left here in the first period of play. We'll be back with Scrapper football in a moment. Scrappers score on this 65-play drive, or 65-yard drive, 5 plays, and it was an 8-yard pass from McBride to John Martin. 8:05 left here in the first period, and the Panthers still have the lead, 7-6, after the Scrappers missed the extra point. They were not able to get it onto the tee. The snap was, well, it wasn't right in the middle. It was a little bit low, and it was just too difficult to get on the tee, and McBride was not able to get through a pass, but had somebody hanging on him, and so it was no good. There's the approach by Stavely. It will be taken at about the 12-yard line. That's Sehan on the return. There's a penalty. It's going to be assessed against the Panthers, and I believe it's going to be a clip probably against the Panthers or a hold. I saw the flag come out. I just didn't see that. I was watching the play. And we'll wait until the officials make this call. The tackle is going to be made at the 20-yard line, about the 22-yard line, I guess. And there's the officials making the discussion out there, and this would be a major penalty. Holding is actually what they will call. So that'll be 10 yards marked off against the Panthers. And the spot will be at the 12. That's going to be inside the 12. It's going to be right on the 10-yard line. So the Panthers will have the ball at their own 10 to start this drive. Ball is on the right hash mark. And they'll send Grant White to the left side. Wing will set up on the right. That's Sehan. Quarterback is Harless. Split backs again. Handoff. Ball's on the ground. Scrappers have a chance for it. It's in the end zone. If it's not a touchdown, it's a safety. Let's see what they call. Safety. It's a safety.
We're waiting. There's
a penalty, I believe. Is there not? No?
That's just a marker.
That's just a marker. Okay. So now the Panthers will have to kick it off.
Okay, we're
32. David says Lavelle Looper knocked it loose. Okay.
I don't know who recovered it, however.
Well, they recovered it. We don't know who it was. They recovered it for the safety. So they will
Lavelle made the hit.
Lavelle made the hit, and the Scrappers will now take the lead 8-7. So that's a big break for the Scrappers. And they will also get the football. And they will be kicking it off from the 20-yard line. So the Scrappers should have decent field position. I don't know whether they'll kick it off or whether they'll punt it. Just depends on how much confidence they have. A lot of colleges and pros, of course, punt it. But they've got a pretty good kickoff man here in Quintre French, and it's going to be what it is. French is going to place it on the tee, so he will kick it off. And Paul Wayne Ray, and of course Greg Washington back deep to receive now for the Scrappers. This is a pretty good sized football team that the Panthers have. They're big and physical. So there's the signal by the officials. French is ready, and the Scrappers are ready. And finally, the whistle. Here's the approach by French. It's a long kick. Washington backpedals to the 20, fumbles it, picks it up at the 20, 25, 30, back to the 35, back to the 40, and he's going to be tackled, the 35, about the 37. And Brandon Pounds comes down to tackle Washington on the return. So quite frankly, that was a great kickoff by French. And we'll call it the 37-yard line.
About 17 yards on the return for Greg Washington that time, Charles, and he's coming up. You know, Ashdown's got pretty good coverage on their teams like that.
Okay, I'm writing something down here, Rick. All right, here we go. Scrappers want to pass. Quick pass, nobody there. Washington mixed up on the signal. Washington on a fly pattern, and McBride threw the out pattern, and there was nobody within 15 yards.
And that's the first incomplete pass thrown by Jared McBride in the 1996 season. He was 6 out of 6 last week, and he opened up tonight 4 out of 4, and then that one there fell for incomplete.
And that one was really just a mix-up on the play.
Nashville on their own, what you call it, 36-yard line?
I call it 37.
Okay.
That's what they've got on the scoreboard. Second down and 10. Scrappers, ball still on the left hash mark. Slot to the, wingback is Reed to his right in motion. Scrappers going to throw. Washington again breaks the tackle. He's close to midfield. And he's going to be marked at about the 46-yard line of the Panthers. And that is another Scrapper first down. McBride is really humming the football. He had 2 men, and Reed broke to the outside, and across breaking to the inside was Washington. That's the one he hit. Ball is on the right hash mark. Washington wide to the left side. Reed to the right side. In motion goes Reed now to his left. Handoff up the middle. Dugan, yardage, 40. He's inside the 40. He's to about the 35-yard line and close to a first down. It should be enough for a Scrapper first down.
I think it is.
And where they mark it, it is. It's another Scrapper first down. So the Scrappers knocking at the door at about the 36-yard line. I guess we need to get a little bit further before we say we're knocking at the door, but this is a potent offense and it could break one at any moment. Washington left, Reed right. Split backs. In motion goes Reed once again to his left. McBride drops, looks, wants to throw. Long pass, ball on his head, and they're going to knock the Scrappers down, and they're going to call pass interference on number 21, Damon Grant, because he pushed Washington down to go get the football, and I believe that's what they're going to call. Well, wait, the ball was, McBride was hit just as he threw it, and the ball kind of squirted up in the air downfield, and when Grant saw that, he made the adjustment, but he pushed off on Washington. Let's see if that's what they call. It should be. He definitely pushed him and knocked him down, and you can't do it. Pass interference is the call against the Panthers. All the fans aren't going to like it, but folks, that's exactly what happened. He pushed off. You can hear the Ashdown fans booing and the Scrapper fans cheering. Now mark off 10 yards, or is that 15? I can't remember. 15 yards, yeah. 15 yards against the Panthers. So the Scrappers will have a first down, and now they are knocking at the door at the Panther 21-yard line. The officials are calling for a timeout, and they'll say it goes to the Panthers instead of official timeout. So timeout on the field. 6:46 left here in the first period. Scrappers leading 8-7 over the Panthers. We'll be back in just a moment. You're listening to Scrapper Football. the official. He sure don't like the call. But the truth is he pushed off. And you cannot do that. I don't care who had what position where. You cannot push off, and that's exactly what happened.
But it keeps the drive alive here for the Scrappers. We've been intercepted on that play, and with that, Scrappers have moved it down to the 21-yard line.
All right, ball's on the left hash mark. Washington to the right side. Reed to the left. Split backs again for the Scrappers. In motion goes Reed to his right. McBride, hands off, up the middle. Cleota Hughes tries to break a tackle to be inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line. Coming up on the hit is number 44, Torrey Northcross. That'll bring up a second down for the Scrappers. And about 7 yards to go. It'll be a short 7, long 6 for the Scrappers. And the Scrappers have only had, I guess, 2 running plays. Is that right, Rick? On your sheet that I can recall? Yeah.
That'd be the third one right there. Dugan had a
the
short
third
run.
one, I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah, Dugan had one 10-yarder a moment ago. Slots to each side now for the Scrappers. Ball right in the middle of the field. In motion goes Martin to his left out of the slot. Dugan takes the fake. There's a penalty flag, and we're going to have probably illegal procedure against the Scrappers. Unless someone lined up offsides, and we'll just have to wait and see. And they are talking. I'll tell you what, the officials are talking to each team to calm them down a little bit, and there's some instructions going on in the Panther huddle. The officials have probably heard some things that they do not like. It is a 5-yard penalty against the Scrappers for illegal procedure. And that is our first penalty, or second penalty. No, first penalty of the evening. Mark off 5. So it'll bring up second down now and about 13 yards to go for the Scrappers. And McBride was over on the sideline talking with Coach Laird, trying to get a play. And I guarantee you there's some intensity out there, and especially for these Ashdown Panthers, Rick. They want to win so bad. They have not had only 1-9 last year. They've got pride too. And believe me, this would be a confidence builder for them. And the officials not ready yet to get things set. And Coach Laird getting some instructions over there and an explanation actually from the official. He wanted to know why that 5-yard penalty, what caused it, so that he can correct that, I'm sure. And you can tell the officials want to have control of this ball game tonight, Rick. They've been talking to both huddles, trying to keep them settled down just a little bit. All right, we're back to play. Second and about 13. McBride drops, a little bit of pressure, looks. Pass is going to be caught by Washington. He's loose. He could go in. What a move by Washington. He's going to be down, and let's see, he fumbled the ball, or did he?
Yeah, but
I think it was after he was down,
after he was down.
and it's down at about the 1-yard line. I'll tell you what, again, number 21, Damon Grant was going for the interception, and Rick, it was close. But it will be first and goal at the 1-yard line. What a pass by McBride. And if he hadn't had something on that one, it would have been picked
Greg
off.
made a good move or two on a couple of players, and he found the opening once he caught that ball.
Ball is on the left hash mark. Split backs for the Scrappers. And the Scrappers will go with a tight wing on the right side. Handoff, that's Hughes over the right side. Touchdown, Scrappers. With 5 minutes and 21 seconds now left in the first period of play, the Scrappers are on the board once again. And it's a 1-yard run by Cleota Hughes. That was a 6-play drive. And Stavely in to attempt the point after. Mark McGill to hold. There's a snap, placement down, kicks up, looks good, and it is. And the Scrappers now lead 15-7 with 5:21 left here in the first period over the Ashdown Panthers. We'll be back in just a moment. 6-play, 63-yard drive with 5:21 left here in the first. Extra point good, 15-7. Stabley now with the ball on the tee, still kicking south to north. That was a bad series for the Panthers. Fumble in the end zone, Scrappers recover it for the safety, and then the Scrappers drive it down the field in 6 plays to score. And Stabley waiting for the officials to get set to give him the signal. You can tell there's a lot of intensity out there. There's a kickoff. It's a short one. Stabley kicks it high in the air, and it's going to be taken at about the 36. And good job, and a big return. He could go. And Washington's going to have to collar him at about the 36-yard line. No, that's the 31-yard line. Excuse me, 36. I had it right. And that was Quintre French on the return, and that was high and short. And French went to the middle and then broke it to the outside. Wasn't anybody there, and a good thing that Washington was there. So what a break now for the Panthers to get it at the Scrapper 36. And to start this drive, it's 5 minutes and 11 seconds left on the clock here in the first period. A lot of action here in this first period. There was a lot of action last week in the first period, but it all went the Scrappers' way. This one's a little more even. Ball is on the left hash mark. Slot to the right side now for the Panthers. Harless down under at quarterback. Fakes the handoff. Drops, rolls. Man wide open. That's Grant. First down yardage and more. He's going to be down at about the 15-yard line.
But what little offense we have seen out of Ashdown, they're pretty well balanced, but also they're liking to throw the ball right now, Charles.
That's the 22, not the 15. Like I told you a moment ago, you just got to have to bear with me on these yard markers. I got to count them up. You cannot see the yard markers. The fans are all on the sides around the fence.
Who did they blend in? Who's receiver?
That was number 21 on that, Damon Grant. Ball is on the right hash mark for the Panthers now. Wing will set up on the right side. The wide side's the left side, and that's Grant. Scrappers jumping around on defense. In motion now goes the slot man, Sehan, or the wingback. Quarterback's going to run. Big hole. Got a little bit of yardage as he breaks it upfield, close to another first down. And that was Harless on the carry, and the Scrappers already have cramps out there on the field. An official timeout for just a moment. And we'll see what the spot of that ball is. That's the 14-yard line is what it is. That will be second down and about 3 yards to go for the Panthers. Well, we've seen a few holes in the Scrapper defense here so far. Scrappers are going to have to plug those holes. So here we go. Ball is right in the middle of the field for the Panthers. Wing on the right, split end to the left. And now Sehan goes in motion to his left. That's the wing. Handoff, first man through. And fighting for yardage is going to be number 31, Chomsley Ricks. I believe it is enough for the first down, but it's going to be close. Well, when do they mark it? I think they're going to want to measure it. There's going to be, no, they say it is enough for the first down. Well, they haven't told them to move the chains, but they signal first down, and it is. So it's a first down. We'll call it the 12-yard line. So the Panthers knocking at the door. Scrappers leading 15-7. Ball is in the middle of the field for the Panthers. Wing, that's Sehan on the right. Grant split wide to the left side. Split backs for the Panthers. Handoff. Goes outside. Scrappers after him. Can't quite get him. Right, turns the corner. And finally, he's going to be knocked down and out of bounds. There is a flag. And we'll see if it's going to be a hold or a clip against the Panthers. The flag is resting at about the 10. I have not seen the official signal yet. And we'll see what it is. Face mask against the Scrappers. Oh, my. Well, I didn't see that. And usually where those things are thrown, that was away from the play, but the first man that tried to get him must have got the face mask. Half the distance, first down and goal for the Panthers at about the 3-yard line. Well, wait a minute. Maybe it isn't a first down. They may have to measure it. They have not given the signal yet, for sure. They had an official timeout. Yeah, they are going to measure it. We'll take a break. Be back in just a moment. Third down for the Panthers. Ball wasn't quite enough for the first down. They're showing first down on the scoreboard, but they're showing third down on the marker. So they've got us confused. Now they change it to first down. Finally, they got things together. All right, now they're showing second down on the scoreboard, but it is actually first down and goal for the Panthers just outside the 3. Inside handoff. Could be a score, and it is by the Panthers, number 31 on the crossbuck, Tomsley Ricks. I'm going to call it a 4-yard run by number 31. And that comes with 3:35 left here in the first period, folks.
This first quarter has been full of lots of action, pretty well balanced. The only series that we've seen the team not score on was when Ashdown fumbled and led to that safety.
All right. And they're going to go for 2. And they want to call a timeout. So the Panthers are going to use their second timeout of the evening here in the first period. And the Scrappers lead by 2, but the Panthers are waiting the point after attempt. It's 15-13. We'll be back right after these messages. Have just scored, and it was only a 4 play drive, but they only had to go 36 yards to get it. You got 5, Rick? Is that right? Okay, we'll go with what you got. 5 plays, Rick says.
5 plays, 36 yards.
36 yards. Okay, and that was, here we go, a 2-point conversion. There's split T formation, handoff inside. And the quarterback's going out, that's Ricks going outside, and it was just a power play by Ricks. And he got it in for the 2-point conversion. We're tied at 15. 3:35 left here in the first period. We'll be back in just a moment. Panthers have scored at 3:35 left here in the first period. 4-yard run by Ricks and a 2-point conversion by Ricks, and it's tied at 15. And Quintre French with the ball on the tee, and we haven't even changed ends of the field yet, folks. We've got 30 points scored here in this first period with 3:35 left. And there's the approach by French, and it is a long one. This one could go into the end zone. No, it's at the 2. And it's going to be Washington cutting it back upfield. Tries to make a cut there and gets it out to about the 30-yard line, maybe just a little shy of the 30. We'll wait till they mark it, and it'll be at the 29.
Well, the Ashdown program, they've been working on it for years. This is Coach Mark Watley's second year as the head coach here, and you can already tell by the fan enthusiasm I believe they're appreciating his approach to the program.
Well, they think they have a pretty good football team. Everything I had read about them earlier, that they were going to have a pretty fair football team. They got beat last week, but they say it was a pretty tight ball game. Okay, slot to the right side for the Scrappers with the ball on the left hash mark. McBride drops, rolls, looks, pass across the middle, complete to Cleo's Hughes. He's in the 50, 45, 40. He's inside the 40, still driving on his feet to about the 20-yard line.
18.
Well, where do we mark it? Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20. We'll call it the 18-yard line. I'll tell you, a great catch by Cleo's Hughes. Up over his head with a defender on him, and when he caught it, he broke free. And I mean, the Scrappers are knocking again at the 18-yard line of the Panthers.
And that play covered 53 yards, Charles.
All right, Washington wide to the right side. That's the wide side of the field. Reed on the left side, split backs. Reed goes in motion to his right. McBride with the count, handoff. That's Dugan. Breaks a tackle. Could get first down yardage, and they're going to trip him up as he gets to about the 10-yard line. And there's a flag on the play. Let's see what it is. I believe this one may be against the Panthers. The initial signal, I believe, is against the Panthers. We'll wait and see. Unless there was something. No, they're going to call a clip against the Scrappers. Somebody way away from the play on the clip. My. All right, we're going to mark it. I guess they split in, possibly. That's the only one I could think of that might have been out there to do that, but I don't know. So let's don't chalk it up there. Mark off 15 against the Scrappers. That's going to put it back outside the 25-yard line to the 26. All right, Rick. It's going to be about second down and what? That play does stand. So it'll be second down and about, 16 yards to go, it looks like. So ball is on the right hash mark. Scrappers have got to put the ball in the air right here, and the Panthers probably know that, and they're going to put pressure on him if they can. Play clock is running. 5 seconds, 4 seconds. McBride down under, 2 seconds. There's the snap. McBride drops, rolls, passes across the middle, and it's going to be tipped away. Good play by Washington. That one had interception written all over it, and it was tipped away by Washington, and McBride was leveled.
Well, Greg was cutting to the inside, Charles, and he let him just a little bit. McBride led him a little bit to the inside, and Greg doing a good job to tip it away where it would be intercepted.
I'll tell you what, this Damon Grant is doing a fine job of coverage for the Panthers in the secondary. He's the one that got the interception a moment ago, and he's been around the ball a couple of times. He's the one that got the pass interference call earlier when he made an interception, but he got the pass interference call on that interception, but he's been around the ball a lot. Play clock running, 15 seconds. Scrappers have the play. Ball is on the right hash mark for the Scrappers. Reed is wide right, Washington wide left. Scrappers have double slots. In motion goes Reed to his left. McBride drops, rolls, wants to throw. Scrappers are going to throw it away, and there was almost a late hit by Sehan on Derek Reed, and McBride threw that one just way too far and threw it completely out of bounds. He might have been a little bit gun-shy, thinking that a defender might step up in there, and I think Coach Laird may go for it here on 4th down. That clipping penalty has really cost the Scrappers on this drive so far. 4th down and about 16. Now the officials are going to say that the Scrappers want to talk it over. 2:21 left in the first period. We're tied at 15. Scrappers facing 4th down and 16 at the Ashdown 26. We'll be back right after this message. Scrappers facing a 4th down And they've only had, what, one last week, two last week?
One.
I think it was just one last week. This is, I guess, maybe only their second fourth down situation of the year, and this time they're going for it. They're at the 26-yard line of the Panthers. Ball is on the right hash mark. And Washington split wide to the left side, Reed to the right side, split backs. In motion goes Reed to his left. McBride drops, looks, long pass downfield, and there's another bump. Are they going to call it?
No.
They don't call it. They knocked Washington down, and they don't call it. I think what they're going to say, it was just incidental contact. Oh, my. Got the legs tripped up. And I believe that was Sehan that time on the coverage. So the Panthers will take over at their own 26-yard line here with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left in the first period. Ball is on the left hash mark for the Panthers. They'll send a slot to the left side, and they'll have a wide out to the right side. Split backs. Harless down under, hands off. That's that big boy is running really hard. He is doing a great job, and that's Ricks, Chomsley Ricks. And he is going to pick up about 7 or 8 yards on that carry. Oh, we're going to give him 9 yards on the carry, almost a first down. And coming up to make the play, Clint Reed, along with Jamie Irby. Scrappers are going to have to find a way to stop these big running backs. That can wear a team down, believe me. Split backs again a slot to the left side, wide out to the right. And probably a running play here since it's so close. Hand off again, that's Ricks, and he's met at the line of scrimmage, and I don't know, it depends on the spot on whether he got it or not. And let's see who's on the bottom of the pile. It looks like
Jamie Irby
in there with Hendricks, and also in on the play, Mark McGill. And they're going to say it is enough for the first down. Well, they only lacked about half a yard to pick up that first down, so we'll call it the 37. We're tied at 15 with 1:30 left here in the first period. Scrappers have their hands full tonight. Ball is just inside the left hash mark for the Panthers. And that wideout I've been calling is Torrey Northcross. Again, same play, slot to the left, split in right. Hollis wants to throw. Pass across the middle, complete to Damon Grant. In Scrapper territory at the 46. McGill on the stop. Another first down for the Panthers, and Grant may get up slow. He may have just gotten the breath knocked out of him. So there's a timeout on the field for an injury. 1:07 left here in the first period, 15 all. Back in just a moment. That's Damon Grant. He's been a workhorse tonight for him. He's got a hurt arm. I don't know what it is. They're looking at it on the sidelines, but they're not completely off the sidelines.
Well, Ashdown's able to move the ball. They're mixing the passing in a little bit, Charles. So far, Harless, the quarterback, is 4 out of 4 in the passing.
All right, they have a full house backfield now for the Panthers. Split into the left side. Tight end moves out wide right. And handoff, second man through. Breaks it across the 45 to about the 43. It looks like Jab Johnson on the hit for the Scrappers. And we'll give him 3 yards on the carry. It'll bring up second down, long 7, short 8 for the Panthers. We'll call it the 43. That's the Scrapper 43. Clock running, but 30 seconds left in the first period here. Still, full house backfield for the Panthers. Ball's on the left hash mark. Quick step, drop, complete to Sehan. He's in the left. Scrapper's going to have to tackle him in the secondary. He's got another first down. And again, Harless on the completion to Sehan. Wait till we get the spot. And it's going to be about the 28-yard line. And Harless is perfect so far tonight. And a great job of mixing the plays by the Panthers.
15 yards picking up on that play.
Ball is on the left hash mark. May not get this play off, and the Panthers call timeout. Oh my goodness. They call timeout. Have they not already called 3 timeouts? Am I wrong?
That was the third.
Was that the third one? Okay, timeout on the field. 1 second left in the first period. That was a critical mistake by the Panthers. 15 all, back in just a moment. We can say are knocking at the door. Scrappers had a golden opportunity a moment ago. We got a clipping penalty, and it just destroyed the drive. We had moved it to about the 10-yard line. Now the Panthers are knocking at the Scrapper door. We're tied at 15, and they've got a first down at the Scrapper 28-yard line. And Rick, I've been impressed with the way these Panthers have moved the football. They're well coached. Coach Mark Watley was a fine coach. I believe he coached in A football. I don't remember the school, but he was very successful. I do remember that. So here we go. Ball is on the left hash mark. Split backs, wing on the right now for the Panthers. Split into the left. Harless wants to hand off. He does. Hands it off outside. Scrappers after him. He may get to the 25. And that's number 32 on the carry, Doug Dunn. And it looks like Paul Wayne Ray comes up to make the hit along with Leslie Hendricks. That's the end of the first period. And after one, we're tied at 15. You're listening to Scrapper Football. Okay, we just had a score come in, 18-0 Prescott over Hope in the second quarter. So Prescott rolling along as we expected them to do. Scrappers with their hands full here tonight. Just now getting into the second period, and this game started at 7:30. And what time is it? You guys can look at your clock. 8:19, folks. That is about a, 49-minute quarter. Well, at that rate, we ought to be out here by midnight, I think. Provided they cut out the halftime. All right, here we go. Panthers with a first down, or excuse me, second down, and about 7. At the Scrapper 25. Harless drops, rolls to his right, wants to throw. There's the pass complete. Very close to a first down. McGill on the stop. It's not quite enough for a first. At the 15-yard line, it'll be short by about a yard.
And that's complete to Danny Young, a sophomore. Did a good job hanging on to the ball.
And he came in for the injured Grant. And I'm not sure whether Grant's going to be back or not. I haven't seen him, so I don't even see him on the sidelines, and maybe we'll hunt for him and see what the situation is with him. So here we go, third down and about a yard at the Scrapper 15 for the Panthers. Handoff, cross butt, good hole, big hole, and that's again Chomsley Ricks. Ball's on the ground, I think, or was it?
No.
Evidently not. The way things looked, it was on the ground, but it was not. Wishful thinking. First down at the Scrapper 11.
That was good for 9 yards, plenty for the first down.
This is coming up on the 9th play of this drive. This is a big drive. I'll tell you what, this is a very physical Ashdown Panther football team. Young to the left side, and number 44, Torrey Northcross to the right side. Again, 3 backs. Well, there's an illegal procedure, and I tell you what, the young sophomore just jumped off sides. And that is Danny Young, who had just come in for Damon Grant after Grant was injured a moment ago, and he just jumps offside. That'll be a 5-yard penalty against the Panthers. So instead of first down at the 11, it'll be first down at the 16. And that is 4 penalties for 35 yards against the Panthers. Scrappers with 3 penalties for 23 yards. And that one penalty, that last one against the Scrappers, was probably a huge penalty because it probably prevented a score. And we'll see what happens here on this. Handoff first man through, not much. You'll get across the 15 to about the 13-yard line. And that's going to be Chomsley Ricks. And so we'll give him about 2 yards on the play. It'll bring up second down and 13. Rico Newton in on the tackle along with Latree Richards and Clint Reed. And they're going to pound those big guys at you. And now they're going to break that T formation, and they're going to go to a wing on the right, split in left, split backs. Harless, and there was a motion. It goes to Sehan, tries to get outside. Scrappers after him. He'll turn the corner, and he'll get close to the goal line. And I don't know, they say he got in for the score. A 13-yard run by Sehan. And that was close to another penalty by the Panthers. And that comes with 9:44 left in the first half of play. And French will check in to attempt the point after, and Young will hold. There's a snap, placement down, there's a flag, and let's see what it is. It may have been, well, I wouldn't have thought it was too much time. Illegal procedure is going to be the call against the Panthers. Well, French has got the leg. I don't think they could back him up a long way and he'd still make it. The only thing that might mess him up a little bit might be it's a little bit further, and it might make him tighten up a little bit more, which might cause him to pull off a little bit, but he drilled that last one. He's got a tremendous leg.
Well, that capped off a 74-yard, 10-play scoring drive.
Snap, placement down, kick up, and it is good. And the Panthers lead 21-15 over the Scrappers. In fact, it should be 22, and it is. 22-15 over the Scrappers. We'll be back in just a moment. The Panthers are slapping each other on the shoulder pads, and I mean to tell you, you talk about some fired up young men. They're going to be hard to hold tonight. Scrappers have got a cat by the tail, and they're going to have to corral him. The word is that Grant has been carried to the hospital by ambulance. Something wrong with his arm, I think is what it was. So they're taking him to get him checked out. That is Grant, Damon Grant for the Panthers. So now kicking south to north is French. It's a high one. Greg Washington looks for it. It's going to go. Washington picks it up. He'll try to go up the sidelines. Makes a cut. Still on his feet. Still on his feet. Gets loose. He could be gone. Oh, they say he stepped out. Oh, my goodness. Huge pile up over around the 35, or around the 30, excuse me. They'll have to unpile him over there before I can get a spot. They're going to mark it right on the 30. Boy, he broke out of there, too. He would have been gone. And we'll call the spot the 31. That's the Nashville 31. So the Scrappers will start this drive with 9 minutes and 34 seconds left here in the second period. And Scrappers down by 22 rather, to 15. Ball on the right hash mark. Reed to the right. Washington to the left. They'll set a slot, and that'll be Dugan on the right. Lone setback is used, and Scrappers are going to jump. John Martin, the tight end on the left side that time, just jumped a little bit early, and that'll be a 5-yard penalty against the Scrappers. So mark it back to the 26-yard line, and I'll tell you, that's just more fuel for these Panthers. And the quarterback, has he missed a pass yet for the Panthers? Finally missed a couple? No? No, he's perfect on the night. Mixon plays very, very well. Washington to the left side, 1st and 15 now for the Scrappers. Reed to the right. Scrappers with split backs now. McBride fakes the handoff. Heavy rush, wants to throw. Pass across the middle. It's got to be complete to Martin. And he's got to be at the first down marker, and he's got it by about a yard and a half. At the 42-yard line. Oh, good job. Scrappers hanging on to that football tonight. And give the Scrappers a first down. Good pass by McBride under pressure. And I'll tell you what, Quintre French was bearing down on McBride. But he was able to stand in there and deliver it to Martin for the first down. Slot goes to the right side. Reed sets up on the left side. Lone setback is Cleotis Hughes. Handoff, draw, Hughes, yardage, 45, 50. Ball's on the ground, and the Panthers are going to pick it up at the 45. It just squirted out of there. And Young comes up with a recovery for the Panthers.
Well, Hughes had about a 13-yard run, then he fumbled the ball. And let's see, I believe it was Kent Nutt came up with it, number 10 for the Ashdown Panthers.
Number 10, excuse me, I said Young, that was Kent Nutt, as you said. That comes with 9:03 left in the first half.
And Charles, notice that's a sophomore, so they're playing a lot of young players, too, across the team here for Ashdown.
Well, he got a gift right there, I'll tell you. Cleotis had plenty of yardage then, and I don't know whether somebody got a hand on her or it just squirted out. Nonetheless, it's the Panthers' ball at their own 45-yard line. Ball's on the right hash mark. Wing sets up on the right. And there is a penalty, and let's see who it's going to be on. And it's got to be a procedure penalty, I believe, against the Panthers. Dead ball, offsides, and I guess the split end must have lined up offsides. Well, I didn't see him line up offsides, but evidently he did. That is now 6 penalties for 45 yards against the Panthers. Ball still on the right hash mark, 1st and 15. Young to the left side. Wing sets up on the right side for the Panthers. Harless, handoff. That's Ricks on the carry, and Clint Reed got knifed through to make the tackle for no gain on the play. Good job by Clint Reed. That'll bring up second down at about 15 now for the Panthers. Harless with a play from Coach Watley. Well, the word is Coach Watley. I couldn't remember that school, but I should have. He coached Risen for quite a while and did an excellent job. And when he left, Red Parker took over, who has now moved on to the college ranks. So, Watley's an excellent coach. Wing on the right, second down play. Harless, handoff. It's a crossbuck, and that goes to Seahon, and it goes nowhere. They try a little reverse, and Reed in on the play again, along with Hendricks. Will give him a yard. Also in there was Aaron Westfall. It'll be third down and about 14 now for the Panthers at the just outside now, the Panther 45. Well, they tried a little misdirection play that time with Seahon. Seahon's got some speed. He's the one that had that reverse a moment ago for the touchdown. And they're set up in that same formation now, ball on the right hash mark. This time he goes in motion to his left. Harless wants to throw. Little bit of pressure. Long pass downfield. Almost intercepted by Paul Wayne Ray. Had it in his hands for a moment, just couldn't stay up there. It was intended for number 44 on the play. Torrey Northcross. It'll bring up a fourth down. And I believe this is the first punt of the night. neither team has punted. So Paul Wayne Ray and Greg Washington back deep to receive. And it looks like they've got number 71, Corey Chandler, in deep punt formation. I believe I got that right. Standing at about his own 25. There's the kick. Paul Wayne Ray will field it at the 25 or 30. He'll try to cut back upfield. Got still on his feet, across the 35 and outside the 35 to about the 37. And they had the return set up on the right side and got a couple of blocks over there and a good return by Paul Wayne Ray. And so with 7:22 left here in the first half, Scrappers will take over at their own 37-yard line.
About a 34-yard punt with about a 12-yard return.
And Matt Tall at the Scrapper center brings him up to the line of scrimmage. Ball's on that right hash mark. Slot to the left side for the Scrappers now. Split backs. McBride wants to throw. Long pass downfield. Washington. Oh, he just couldn't get to it. He was wide open, and it looked like he was going to have it. It was going to be a sure touchdown, and he lacked about one step, I guess, getting to the football. Oh, my goodness. He was about 3 or 4 yards behind Sehan and Scott.
Pass was laid out beautifully. Like I said, maybe laid him just a little bit too much. Greg just couldn't get to him, but he was behind the defenders. Did a good job getting back there.
I'll tell you what, I thought he had it. All right, slot, same formation to the left. Ball on the right hash mark again. They may go right back to it. McBride this time wants to throw, rolls. He could be sacked. Gets loose, cuts upfield, gets a block, and he's going to be sacked for about a 3-yard loss on the play. Oh, my. And the defense was in there putting pressure on him. First of all was Chomsley Ricks. And mark it at the 34-yard line where it'll bring up third down at about 13 yards to go. And the Panthers putting pressure on the Scrappers. Well, let's see if the Scrappers can pull another one out here and get another first down. Washington on the left. Now Reed will set up on the right. McBride puts Reed in motion to his left. Big third down play. Heavy pressure. McBride's going to throw it across the middle. Complete. Oh, he dropped it. Washington had it and couldn't hold on. He had the first down. And I'll tell you what, a great job by McBride. Doug Dunn just leveled him right when he threw it. Scrappers will have to punt. Oh, my. I can't believe he dropped that one. I thought he had that one for sure. It was a little bit behind him, but it looked like he had it. So here we go. Scrappers are going to have to punt it away. Sehan back deep to receive. And Robert Cortez in deep punt formation for the Scrappers. There's the snap. It's a good one. Heavy pressure. Cortez is going to try to run it. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, he muffed it just a little bit.
Muffed it a little bit, and the Scrappers are going to have to, there's a penalty flag. Wait just a moment. Let's see. There's a penalty flag at the line of scrimmage. And if the Panthers lined up offsides, boy, it'll be a break for the Scrappers unless it's illegal procedure. I don't know. Let's see what it is. The flag is at the line of scrimmage. I think it's against the Scrappers. Illegal procedure.
I think someone on the far side had moved and stepped back, Charles. I think it occurred away from us.
Yeah. All right. The Scrappers are going to punt it again. That occurred before the snap. So that's a dead ball foul, I believe, is what they're going to call. So that means Cortez will punt it again. What a break for the Scrappers. It's a low snap. He almost muffs it again. This time he gets it off. There's some nerves going on out there. Scrapper break on the roll, and we'll down it at about the 33-yard line, I believe is what it is.
I believe 33, you're correct. He's letting that ball come on into his
chest.
Right,
yeah.
To the chest, and he's not able to get his hands out there on it, and it's slowing down the time to get the punt away.
I'll tell you what, there's some nerves going on out there is what's happening, I think. And I can understand that. 33-yard line is where it's marked. That's the Panther 33. Plenty of time here for the Panthers. 6:09 left in the first half. They're leading 22-15 over the Scrappers. Size-wise, the Panthers have got the advantage. Wing on the right now for the Panthers. Handoff. Goes. Pretty good little hole, and it closes quickly. He'll pick up maybe a couple. And Mark McGill came up. That's Leslie Hendricks in there. Also Aaron Westfall, Latree Richards, and also Reed, Jamie Hendricks on the play. A host of Scrappers in there. I'll tell you what, for a minute there was a hole, and it closed in a hurry. But he's going to pick up about 4 yards on that carry, but it looked like Ricky was going to get a lot more than that. It'll be second down, long 6, short 7. And we'll call it about nearly the 37. And there's 3 backs now. Handoff, first man through, and there's a penalty flag, and I don't know, they tackled him for about a yard loss. Reed was in there first, and there is a flag flying in there where holding might be called. And there was a fumble, but they got it, evidently. Well, maybe that was just the beanbag going in there. I guess there was no penalty. So no gain on the play. That'll bring up third down and still long 6, short 7 for the Panthers at about their own 37-yard line. Ball right in the middle of the field. They'll go with a split back now. Slot to the left side, split in to the right side. Harless has been perfect tonight. Drops, rolls to his right, wants to throw. Pass downfield, and it's going to be complete to Sehan. He is wide open.
Down to about the Nashville 45-yard line.
Scrappers having trouble with pass defense
They're
tonight.
spotted just shy of the 45, so that's about a 17-yard pass play to Sehan.
And Rick got a good pass. Scrappers had 2 people there. The pass just kind of floated in. And nobody able to make a play on it.
Harless has still had a great first half. He's thrown 7 out of 7.
First down at the Scrapper 46. 4:41 and counting left here in the first period. Slot to the left side once again. Same formation as a moment ago. Split in right. There's one huge split in. Chomsley on the carry. Had no gain, and then he finally falls forward for about a yard, maybe 2. Chomsley Ricks on that carry. Looks like Reed and Irby and Hendricks in on the stop for the Scrappers. We'll give him a 2-yard gain on the play. Second down from the Scrapper 40, actually inside the 44. Clock running with 4 minutes left here in the first half. 22-15 Panthers. Ball right in the middle of the field now. You got 3 backs like a split T formation for the Panthers. Ricks, quick drop, quick throw, and a good defensive play by Lavelle Leaper, and it was complete to Danny Young for about a 6-yard gain. It'll be third down and about 2.5 yards to go for the Panthers at the 38-yard line of the Scrappers. I'll tell you what, if he'd got loose from Leaper had hold of his shirt. If he'd got loose from him, he might have been gone.
That was good pass by Harless.
That was just a quick pass to the left side. He just took about 5 steps forward and boom. Here we go. 3 backs again, same set. Handoff, second man. Chomsley Ricks met in the backfield. Oh, good play by Herschel Taylor. Oh, Herschel Taylor, right defensive end for the Scrappers, knifed in there and knocked him back. About a 2-yard loss on the play. Back to the 40. And that will bring up fourth down for the Panthers and about 4 yards to go with 2 minutes and 52 seconds left here in the first half. Panthers are looking as though they want to punt it. And the punter is, well, I didn't get his number, who it is this time. Paul Wayne Ray back in single safety for the Scrappers. And it's going to be a fake. And he's going to get the first down. Oh, my. He's going to get the first down by maybe a yard. And out in the carry is number 40, Brandon Pounds. It depends on the spot, but he's got it, I think. I don't know. They're going to have to measure it. Timeout on the field for the measurement. 2:26 left in the first half. 22-15 Panthers. Back in just a moment. We've had 2 fake punts on us, and they've both been successful. And this one for 4 yards. Boy, when you're in that kind of position on the field with a short time and a half, why wouldn't you go for it? Wing on the right for the Panthers. Split backs. Handoff. Goes outside. Scrappers are going to try to get him. He makes a good cut. Scrappers are shielded off. Good shield block that time by the Panthers, and the Scrappers are getting up slow. And it looks like Latree Richards finally on the play. McGill comes up. Leslie Hendricks comes up also. Give him 4 big yards on the play. I got 9th play coming up on this drive. And they are at about 4.5 minutes into this drive. Big drive by the Panthers. Wing on the right again, ball on the right hash mark. 2nd down and about 5.5. Harless drops, rolls, long pass across the middle. See Hans open for the touchdown.
Harless has put on quite an exhibition. 31-yard touchdown pass play to Seahon.
Oh boy. Scrappers having trouble with the pass. And French will be in to attempt the point after. That comes with 1:21 left in the first half. So Scrappers are going to be down by a full 2 scores unless they do something when they get the ball back. There's a snap, placement down, kick up, and it is no good. So the score will hold at 28-15 Panthers. We'll be back with a Panther kickoff in just a moment. Have scored with 1:21 left in the second period. Extra point no good. 28-15 Panthers. This Scrapper team is stunned, I can tell you that. They thought they were invincible, but they're finding out that is not the case. 43.
Harless has hit 9 out of 9.
Oh, 9 out of 9. He's perfect. Well, coming into this game, the defense hadn't been tested real well. It looked like Junction City had a little bit of success passing against the Scrappers, but Harless has been absolutely perfect with his passes. Maybe the second half he won't be. We're going to need some help from him. And French to kick off. Washington and Paul Wayne Ray deep to receive. Washington will field it at the 10. He's back to the 15, the 20, the 25. He's at the 30. Still on his feet. He's finally going to be run out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. That'll stop the clock. But the Scrappers need a quick score. And only got 1:12 to work in here in the first half. Now, they do have their backs against the wall, at least a little bit.
We're going to have to work on the basic here, Charles. If we're going to be throwing the ball, we've got to get back to good protection for McBride. And we just had a couple big plays they just fell, they dropped.
Well, we've had 2 mistakes, and I'll get to that in a moment. Lone setback now for the Scrappers. Double slots. In motion goes Martin. McBride, pressure, and he's going to throw it away. They're wanting intentional grounding by the fans do, but they're not going to get it. What a heady play by McBride. There was a receiver there, as they might have tried. I think we're going to try the screen to the right. and he was there, and it looked like McBride just grounded it.
Well,
He did throw it over the defender.
Just as I was mentioning, we need that protection. Of course, then they were letting him through to set up the screen, I believe, Charles.
I think that's what it was.
That time the Panthers just stepped it up a little bit more and said, I'm going for McBride.
Reed to the left side, Washington right, ball on the right hash mark. 1:10 left in the half. Second down and 10. McBride, straight drop now. Wants to throw. Pressure. Long pass downfield. It's going to be incomplete, intended for Martin at about the 45-yard line of the Panthers. And McBride gets up slow. I'll tell you what, they are getting to McBride. That's the one thing that can really hurt the Scrappers, I think, is if McBride does not have the time to throw. And the Panthers are being successful at that tonight. That'll bring up third down. Clock stopped on that particular play with 1:04 left in the second period. 3rd and 10 for the Scrappers from their own 36. Split backs for the Scrappers. Double tight ends now. McBride, straight drop. Wants to throw. Washington was overthrown at about the 45. McBride had him there. He just could not get it down. He threw it over his head. That's going to bring up 4th down now for the Scrappers. And the Scrappers are going to have to punt it away, but 59 seconds left here in the half.
Right now, the Scrappers have completed 8 out of 16 passes with 1 interception.
I'm going to tell you what, folks, only 13 seconds ran off the clock on that particular series for the Scrappers. That means the Panthers have got 59 seconds right now within which to work. And the Scrappers, I tell you what, if I was the Panthers, I'd bring everybody. Have one man on the field too many. There's the snap. And they don't bring anybody. And it's a good kick. Seahon will try to field it, and he does at about the 32-yard line. Leaper down there in a hurry along with Jamie Irby. And the Panthers will have the ball with 52 seconds now left in the half.
32-yard punt by Cortez. Did a good job getting that one away, and the punt looked good.
All right, I don't know why they didn't come after it, Rick, with only 52 seconds left in the half. Even if they would have gotten a roughing the kicker penalty, it might have been worth the try. Of course, maybe they didn't want to take the chance. Officials talking with both teams now. Illegal procedure called against the Scrappers. It is declined. I'd have made him kick it again if I was Ashdown. You know, you never know what's going to happen on those plays. You know, there's a lot of things that can happen, but we might look back on that. Of course, we're never going to know what would have happened, but that might have been a critical play for them. They wanted the ball. They must think they can move that far in 52 seconds. Let's hope not. And there's the handoff, and Ricks gets the ball, and he just covers it up. And it looks like they're just going to try to run the clock out. Doesn't make sense to me that they would do that. Jamie Irby on the stop for the Scrappers. And it'll be marked at the 34-yard line, where it'll bring up 2nd down and about 8 yards to go for the Panthers. Clock continuing to run here, and it looks like they're going to have to run one play or take a penalty, which is going to be academic. They want to go in with this lead. They don't want to even take a chance on losing it. 28-15 Panthers, and they've looked good. Scrappers haven't looked bad. They've looked pretty good too. They've just made a couple of mistakes. They made a clipping mistake down there where the Scrappers were about to score, and then we fumbled the ball away on a drive that we were making, and we've had a couple of blown coverages, and that's really hurt the Scrappers. We're at the half. Our score, the Ashdown Panthers 28, the Scrappers 15. We'll be back with halftime in a moment.
right, as we return, getting set for the second half of play, the Ashdown Panthers leading by a score of 28-15 over the Nashville Scrappers. Ashdown will be kicking off. The Scrappers receiving on the north end, and right now we're going to turn our attention to the play-by-play with Charles Hubbard.
Well, Rick, the Panthers are going to kick it off south to north. They've done a pretty good job on their kickoff coverage, Rick. They kick the ball deep. French is very good on his kickoffs, and Washington has fielded most of those, and he's done a pretty good job, but not able to break anything. Let's see what can happen. Oh, it's an onside kick. It does not go the 10 yards. It does not go 10 yards. So that would be a penalty if the Scrappers want to take that penalty, and they'll probably just take the ball right there. That would be at the 48-yard line of the Panthers, and I'm sure that the Scrappers wouldn't mind having that ball right there. That's a pretty good break right there for the Scrappers. No clock time runs off the clock. No offensive player touched it, so there's exactly 12 minutes left in the third period. First offensive play of the second half. Scrappers down 28-15. In motion goes Reed to his right. Washington wide right. Handoff up the middle. That's going to be Dugan to about the 45. And there's an injured player there for the Panthers. I don't know if he's going to be all right or not. Holding his leg, it's going to be, I believe, number 67. That is Smith, James Smith. So there is a timeout on the field for a moment. It looks like he's going to be down for just a moment. 11:47 left here in the third period. We'll take a break. 28-15 Panthers. That young man is up and off the field. He's got a hurt leg. I'm not sure where it is. Looks like they're going to look at his knee. Second down and 7. Scrappers at the Panther 45. Ball on the left hash mark. Slot to the left side. Draw play. That's going to be Cleota Shoes. Tries to break the line of scrimmage. Picks up 2, maybe 3 yards on the carry. It depends on the spot. And they're going to actually mark him back where they threw him down. He got about a yard further than that. And he turned around. They pushed him back and they put him down where he finally went down, but he actually had another yard, so he only picks up about a yard, yard and a half on the play. I'm going to call it the 44. It'll be third down and about 5 yards to go now for the Scrappers. Slot to the right side. We need to capitalize on field position. Split backs for the Scrappers. McBride drops, quick toss. Going to be complete to Washington. First down. He's at the 30. He's at the 25, and he's going to be thrown out of bounds at around the 20-yard line. Just a quick 2-step drop and hits Washington, just goes down about 5-6 yards, squares up, had the first down when he caught it, and then turned and picked up extra yardage, and they'll finally mark it actually at the 22. So it's a first down for the Scrappers there.
And it's going to be good for 21 yards, as you mentioned, moving it on down to about the 22-yard line. So the Scrappers taking advantage, had a third down situation and got the first.
Ball on the right hash mark, Reed right, Washington left. Split backs for the Scrappers now. Handoff, no. McBride drops, rolls, pitches it out. It's going to be Dugan. He could have another first down. He's dug down by the helmet, but they don't call anything. Looked like they had to hold the back of his helmet. That's the same as a face mask. He's close to the first down. Looks like the tackle is going to be made by number 44, Torrey Northcross. Also in on the play is Doug Dunn. It is enough for a Scrapper first down. They'll mark it at the 11. So Scrappers need to punch in a score here to give the Scrappers new life. 10:30 left here in the first period. Ball on the left hash mark, third period rather. Slot to the right side, splits backs for the Scrappers. Handoff. That's going to be Cleota Shoes. Jumps a player across the 10 to about the 9. Depends on the spot. I'll call it the 9. It's going to pick up about 2 yards on the carry. It'll be second down and 8. I tell you, it's a tough defense against the run. They have a very well-disciplined defensive football team, Rick. It's going to be real difficult to run it in. for the Scrappers because they're pretty strong defensively. Looks like there's another player for the Panthers limping off. Number 32, Doug Dunn. Ball still on the left hash mark. Reed left, Washington right. Split backs again for the Scrappers. McBride rolls, tosses it out. Oh, he had number 30, Brian Dugan, wide open, overthrew him, and McBride was leveled. I mean, he was leveled. And I believe that was number 33, Quantre French, that come in and just leveled McBride. But Brian Dugan was wide open. If that pass would have had him, he might have had the score. Just couldn't quite get it to him. Slot to the right side. Ball still on the left hash mark. 3rd and 9, or long 8 for the Scrappers, just inside the 10. McBride, quick drop. Pass in the end zone. Caught, touchdown, Scrappers! And Washington looks like he might be hurt. There's a penalty flag. What did he call a penalty for? He's going to call a penalty on Washington, and Washington was injured, and he was limping around with an injury, and they called a penalty on it. Can you believe that? Oh, surely not. Surely not. Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Scrappers. Oh, my. Washington was hurt, and he was jumping around with his leg because of the injury, and they called a penalty.
Well, we don't know if anything was said either, though. That's one thing.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Now, that could have been. The touchdown is good. That is a 9-yard touchdown. McBride to Washington. And now we've got to try an extra point from the 25. That's a 35-yard extra point. That's a huge play. And there's a kick. It's long enough, and it is good! Mark Stavely kicks a 35-yard extra point to bring the Scrappers to within 6 points of the Panthers, 28-22. We'll be back in just a moment. Will kick off. Well, I'm sure going to want to know what the circumstances were in the end zone. It looked like he called it on Washington for celebration. But Washington was injured. That's what his problem was. And he was hopping around, and I think that's what he called it. I don't know. We'll find out, though. I'll know. Here we go, kicking north to south. And it is Stavely with the ball on the tee. Official sits ready. We're 6 points down. There's the approach by Stavely. Another high one. And again, French will take it at the 36. Scrappers are going to collar him this time. And he just carrying Scrappers for 5 yards. Oh, man. French is a load. Mark it the 40-yard line of the Panthers. And it looks like Darrell Pryor on the stop. He's made the initial hit. So the Panthers will take over here with 9 minutes, 27 seconds left in the third period. And Harless, the quarterback, checks in. He's been perfect on the night. Hasn't missed a pass. 9 of 9 for 176 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first half. Ball on the right hash mark for the Panthers. Split back, slot right. That's the near side of the field. Harless down under. And Ricks has been the workhorse. There's I think the play clock ran out. I think there's going to be a delay against the Panthers. Well, we'll see if the Scrappers make any adjustments defensively here in the second half. Scrappers moved 48 yards on that drive a moment ago. 6 plays is what I had, Rick. What you have? 7?
7 plays.
Well, naturally, I probably missed this one.
7 plays, 48 yards.
And that was capped by a 9-yard pass, McBride to Washington. Here we go. 1st and 15 now for the Panthers. They're going to do that little end around, and this time it's going to be Herschel Taylor in the backfield. What a play by Herschel Taylor. And he's going to trap him back inside the 30. At about the 29.
Has probably had a lot of discussion at halftime, a lot of adjustments, and they seem to have stepped it up right there on that play.
They're just going to have to become a little more aggressive, and that was an aggressive play by Herschel Taylor, playing the right defensive end on that particular play. A big loss on the play, and that'll bring up second down and about 20 for the Panthers from about their own 29-yard line. Split backs, slot right. Ball right in the middle of the field. Harless down under at quarterback. Wants to throw. Throws it downfield. And it's going to be incomplete. And Sehan had Paul Wayne Ray with him. And Sehan tried to turn and come back. Had Paul Wayne turned around a little bit. And that will bring up third down now and long for the Panthers.
That's his first incomplete pass, Charles.
First incomplete, and there's going to be a penalty against the Scrappers. It must be roughing the passer. Oh, boy. 15 yards, and it will be second down. Instead of third and long, it's going to be second down and about, let's see. They get a first down on that, I guess, huh? I didn't know that. I guess it is. It's a first down. Well, I didn't know that was an automatic first down. I guess that it is, though. The officials are calling timeout for just a moment. Now they're going to set the clock. I didn't realize that that's what it was, but it is. Wipe out the third down. Wipe that play completely out. What a play. What a big play for the Panthers right there. First and 10 Panthers at their own 45. Three backs now. They're in that T formation. Handoff, second man, Chomsley. Met in the backfield, spins off. Maybe picks up a yard, another flag on the play. Let's see what that one is. Surely it's a hold. Maybe, you know, for a while there it was all going against the Panthers. Now it's all going against the Scrappers. Now let's see what we get this time. Scrappers have got 6 penalties, 48 yards. And the Panthers have 6 penalties for 45. Now the Panthers have another one. And mark off 10 yards against the Panthers from the spot of the foul. Holding against the Panthers. That will bring up, well, they get the down over. It'll be first down and about 20 yards to go now for the Panthers. Ball back at about their own 36-yard line. Ball on the right hash mark for the Panthers. And there's a whistle for a moment. Some kind of problem. And there's a penalty against the Panthers again. Somebody must have lined up offsides. 5 yards marked off against the Panthers. Illegal procedure. That'll be 8 penalties now for 60 yards against the Panthers.
Move the ball back to about the 31-yard line of Ashdown.
It'll be first down and about 25 yards to go now for the Panthers. Ball, well, almost right in the middle of the field. Split backs, slot right for the Panthers, and the official calls for timeout once again. It's official timeout. And there is some talking going on. Oh, I see what it is. I'm sorry. Just a discussion. They have an equipment problem out there by one of the Scrappers, and it looks like Latree Richards having some helmet trouble. Couldn't get his helmet fastened or something, and now he's just about ready to start once again. So here we go. Maybe we'll get some play going here. From the 30, about the 31, it'll be first and 25 for the Panthers. That's their home, 31. And there's the pass again. He wants to throw it downfield. Sehan open again! And he's going to pick up about 15 yards on the play. On the tackle is going to be Paul Wayne Ray. It'll be marked at about the 48. And I'll tell you what, Harless has been almost perfect.
Well, he is perfect. 10 of 10.
No, he missed one. No, they called it off, didn't they?
Wiped that one out.
You're right. They wiped that one out. So, hey, he is perfect. 10 of 10. My. Second down and about 7 yards to go now for the Panthers. They've had some breaks on this drive. Split backs, slot right, ball still in the middle of the field for the Panthers. Harless down under. Wants to hand off. No, he drops, wants to throw across the middle. It's going to be a pass interference against the Scrappers, and it was a good call. This one I'll agree with. Intended for number 44, Torrey Northcross. That one was a good call. Scrappers really having trouble on the pass defense. And evidently the Panthers have picked up on that, and they're really trying to take advantage of it. It will be marked at the 37-yard line of the Scrappers. 2 huge penalties against the Scrappers in this particular series. Here we go. It's going to be that end around again, and this time Seahawks got a little bit more room, and he'll turn the corner and pick up a good 5 yards. They did a better job of blocking Herschel Taylor that time. Mark McGill comes up on the play for the Scrappers, along with Rico Newton. Excuse me, no, that's not Rico. That's Latree Richards. But we'll give him a 5 yards on that play. And these... Did you realize there's only been 4 plays, am I right, on this particular drive? Now, you've wiped some of those out, remember?
This will be the 6th coming up. That was just the 5th one.
Well, I don't know. I'll agree with you, but that's not what I've got. Some of them have been wiped out. There's a slot, or wing goes in motion to his left. Wants to throw. Long pass downfield. It's going to be complete for a touchdown. Another touchdown on a pass. The Scrapper defense is just non-existent.
Doug Dunn was the receiver, 32-yarder to 32, Doug Dunn. And he is perfect, 11 out of 11.
All right, 11 of 11 for number 11. And we're ready for the extra point. And they're going to have to call a timeout. The Panthers have to call a timeout. They've got to regroup to get to do what they want to do on the extra point. 34-22, back for the extra point in just a moment. Move 60 yards on that drive, 32-yard pass play.
In 6 plays.
In 6 plays. Harless to Dunn. Doug Dunn on the play. Scrappers have really had trouble covering receivers tonight. And that is the 3rd touchdown pass by Harless. So let's see whether they want to go for 2. And I'm kind of thinking that's what they may want to do. They are going to go for 2. This is could be a big play right here. In motion is the split in. Harless wants to throw, rolls, pressure in the end zone, overthrown. The score will stand 34-22. Panthers with the lead. Be back in just a moment. Scrappers down by 12, 34-22. We go down and score just like we needed to, but made a couple of critical, in fact, we made more than a couple of critical errors on that possession by the Panthers. Roughing the passer was the beginning of it. Had some good things going for us, and then we just seemed to fall into a penalty situation there, where we picked up a couple of penalties that really did hurt us. And, of course, they had some long completions on us. We're going to have to find out how to defend the pass if we're going to win this ball game. There's the approach by French. It's a short one. Could go out of bounds, and it does. That'll be a penalty against the Panthers. I don't think the Scrappers will have him kick it again because he's got too big of a leg. It would surprise me if they kick it again. Well, the Scrappers are going that way. It looks like they are. They're going to back them up. Well, they want Greg, or Paul Wayne one, to try to break one. And the official having a hard time making sure that they get the 5-yard penalty walked off. So walk off 5 yards, that's another penalty. That'll be 9 penalties for 65 yards now. And he'll kick it off from the 35. But listen, he's got a leg, don't worry about it. There's no wind out there at all, and he can probably get it to the 5-yard line if he really gets the foot into it. It looked like he just kind of missed that one. Squibbed it out of bounds to his left. So there's a whistle. Here's the approach again. And this is another squib kick. It'll be taken by Dugan at the 35. He's back to the 40, 45, squirts forward to about the 45, that is. And it'll be marked. Well, we'll wait till the official gets the mark. We'll call it the 44. It's just short of the 45. Pretty good field position for Nashville on that. Normally, they have been stopping us at around the 35, 36, 37 yards on our returns, and they just don't want to give Washington a chance to make a big return and break it open. 6:03 now left in the third period. Scrappers down by 12, 34-22. Lone setback is Dugan. Slots to each side. Hughes in motion to his right. McBride, straight drop. Lots of pressure. Gonna float it out. It's gonna be almost intercepted. They were looking for the screen all the way. Listen, they had that read perfectly. And Chomsley Ricks tried to make the interception, had his hands on it, and the Scrappers were blocking him at the same time. Boy, that would have been a big play. Listen, they knew the Scrappers like to run the screen, and they had that one read. Second down and 10 for the Scrappers. That'll stop the clock. 5:58 left here in the third. Ball is on the right hash mark for the Scrappers, and they'll send a slot to the left side. That'll be Reed and Washington. Reed in the slot. Split backs now for the Scrappers. McBride, this time a straight drop. Wants to throw. Washington complete. 40. He's at the 35. He could go. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Greg Washington. No flags on the field. That's going to be a 56-yard touchdown pass. A 2-play drive.
Boy, it's been the night of the pass and the night of the touchdowns, hasn't it? Both quarterbacks really having a pretty fair night.
Well, that'll give us a little bit of a spark. That's going to draw us back to within one score. And if we make the extra point, we'll only be down 5 points. And Stabley trying to adjust his shoe. Get it ready. McGill to hold. Having a little trouble. Don't need to hurry. Got plenty of time on the play clock. McGill says they're ready. There's a snap. Placement down. Kick up. Looks good. And it is. And the Scrappers close to within 5. 29-34 for the Panthers. We'll be back with a Scrapper kickoff in a moment. Well, we've only played 2.5 quarters, folks. 5:48 left in the third period. 34-29 Panthers. And I tell you what, I wouldn't say it's like a couple of heavyweights slugging it out, but it nearly is. Man, I mean to tell you, we'll get some quarterback stats and see how the two compare in just a moment. Harless is, I guess, perfect still on the night, is he not? Yes, he is. So Stabley with the ball on the tee, kicking north to south. Getting his shoe adjusted. Just about ready. There's the whistle. And there's the approach by Stabley. There's going to be a whistle. Now what? Good whistle. I mean, a good kickoff by Stabley, too. Well, they gave the whistle. Scrappers got set, started, kicked it off, and I'll swear if the officials didn't blow the whistle. What in the world?
Right down for McBride. He's 10 out of 20, 248 yards and 3 TDs, and we'll have Ashdowns here in just a moment.
Stabley had a good kickoff. Had it wiped out. Now they put it back. They're going to start again. Let's see if we get a whistle again. There's the whistle. You heard it. You heard the other one. There's the approach again. And this time it's another good kick. It will be taken at the 10 by Ricks. 15, 20. Got him wrapped up at the 25. Falls forward to about the 31. We'll call it the 31-yard line. Looks like Cleota Hughes, Brandon Rowland also in on the tackle for the Scrappers. And the Panthers will take over at their own 31-yard line.
And as Harless comes out again to lead the offense for the Ashdown Panthers, he is 11 out of 11, 193 yards and 3 TDs. So, Charles, 2 fine quarterbacks in this ball.
You bet it is. Well, let's see what the defense can do for the Scrappers. They've been burned a few times tonight. We're going to have to pick it up. We're going to win this ball game. Slot to the left side, split in right, split backs, and the slot goes in motion to his right. Harless, hands off, up the middle. Ricks hits, gets loose. He's got yardage, first down and more. And they're going to have to drag him down, and he's still in bounds. Did he step out? No. I thought he stepped out, and the officials did not see it. He stepped out at around just past the midfield stripe. There was not an official over there. And they did not get him down. Let's see what the final mark is. It's going to be at the Scrapper 33-yard line. He stepped out at about the 48, right on the sidelines. And there was no official on the sidelines to view it. So, big break for the Panthers. Scrappers had him wrapped up at the line of scrimmage and didn't wrap him up. They let him loose. You got to wrap him up. Split backs again. Swing on the right. Right hash mark the spot. Handoff again. This is a new one. This is going to be done. Good yardage again. Paul Wayne Ray has to come up from the secondary and make the hit. And I'll tell you what, they're actually just running over the Scrappers. We got a couple of new players in there, or at least one new player. Checking in is Jason White. He's in there for the Scrappers, and he was in on that play a moment ago. That was an 8-yard run by Dunn, and he looked like he had some new legs in there because he was quick. Second down and about 2 for the Panthers. Split backs again, ball still on the right hash mark. Wing on the right. Handoff. No, it's a reverse. Sehan, yardage. He could go if he breaks the tackle penalty. It's going to be a face mask. I do believe. We'll see if it is. It looked like it may be a face mask. Now, I think they may call it against the Panthers. Let's wait and see. Personal foul, clipping. Boy, what a break. Woo-hoo. That may be what did it for him, though. That was just a little wing-back reverse. He had set up on the wing on the right side and came back to the left. And clipping is the call. Boy, what a break for the Scrappers. He had the first down and plenty. We've now got 10 penalties for 80 yards. That's the Panthers. And Scrappers have 7 for 63. Big penalty ball game. With that penalty, it'll be second down and about 13 now. And mark it back at about the 36, I believe it is. And there's a handoff. No, wants to throw it. Long pass over to his man again. Again, Sehan was wide open. If he'd have laid it in, it'd have been a quick 6.
That's going to fall as his first incomplete pass. As you mentioned, he had one earlier, but that play was wiped out.
Sehan had broken free. Looked like he might have had about 3 steps behind the defender. And that time, Harless, that could be an omen for the Scrappers. Let's hope so. He overthrew one, actually missed it. It'll be the second time out of the ball game now for the Panthers, as they call it, with third down and about 13 yards to go at the 37-yard line of the Scrappers. 3:53 left in the third period. 34-29 Panthers. Back in just a moment. And we understand Prescott winning that ball game against Hope rather handily.
25-0.
25-0. And they beat this team that we're playing tonight 27-12 last week. And the Scrappers with their hands full. Scrappers scoring enough points. We're just having a little bit of trouble stopping the Panthers. All right, Coach Watley, you've done a great job calling plays tonight. What have you got up your sleeve right here? Now the officials call time in. Now they're calling it back out again. Now what? He's just waving the players off the sidelines. Wants to make sure there's plenty of room. The officials trying to keep control. They might have had a few things early in the ball game that made them decide that we're going to have control of this ball game, and they've done a pretty good job, it seems like. So big third down play right here for the Scrapper defense. Scrappers up tight, everybody up close. And you know they're probably going to try to pass it. Harless drops, throws, long pass downfield. Paul Wayne Ray is going to intercept it. No, he dropped it. Had the inside on Sehan, and he did a good job on that particular play that time. Kept him to the outside, and then turned in, almost had the interception. Good job of defense by Paul Wayne Ray. It'll bring up fourth down now. And that stops the clock with 3:47 left here in the third period. Well, let's see whether they want to go for it. I wouldn't be surprised if they just don't go ahead and go for it. On fourth down and about 13 and a half yards to go from the Scrapper 37. They'll send a slot to the left side, split backs, split into the right side. Scrappers having a little trouble getting set on defense. Harless fakes the handoff, drops, rolls, wants to throw. Pass is going to be overthrown, and oh my goodness, we turned the wrong way, and Sehan couldn't get to it. Or he would have been gone for the touchdown. The pass was overthrown. One of the few poor passes that Harless has thrown tonight. And good pressure on Harless, but still he had the time. Scrappers take over at the 37. 3:42 left here in the third period. Washington to the left side. Reed to the right side. Long setback is Dugan. Slot to the right side for the Scrappers. McBride, hands off, up the middle. Dugan, good hole. Fights for yardage. First down, more. He's got the first down at about the 40 what? Let's spot it. 48-yard line, I believe, is the spot. Good run by Brian Dugan. Right up the middle. Good job of blocking up front. I hadn't said enough about those guys tonight, Rick. Up front doing the blocking. That's Tony Fincher, Casey McCauley, Matt Tollett, Douglas Garcia, and Jason Davis. They've really been doing a good job of blocking tonight. There's a timeout by the official for a moment, and Greg Washington is down. He has a cramp in his leg. It looks like Walker is going to check in for him. That may have been what was wrong with Walker earlier in the ball. With Washington earlier in the ball game when they got that unsportsmanlike call down in the end zone, Rick, that he may have had a cramp. But that's what they're doing. They're trying to get the cramp out of Greg Washington. He's run a long way tonight. So Chris Walker is checking into the ball game. Washington will have to check out. Timeout on the field. We'll be back in just a moment. Washington is up and walking off. He's got a cramp in his leg. Let me tell you, that young man has run a long way tonight, y'all. I hope he can shake that off and come back in again. Walker has checked in for him. So Chris Walker in for Washington, and he'll split out wide to the left side. We'll have slots to each side. Reed is a wide out on the far side. Lone setback is Dugan. Once again, McBride, straight drop, wants to throw. It's got to be complete. Has his legs cut out from under him, and that's Reed over on the far side of the field, about a 6-yard pickup. That'll bring up second down and about 4 now for the Scrappers at about the 46, I'm going to call it the 47-yard line of the Panthers. Ball will be on the right hash mark. And they'll get over there and they'll work on Washington, see if they can't get him loosened up. Reed again will check to the right side. Walker again to the left side. It'll be Hughes in the slot left. Martin slot right. Lone setback again is Dugan. McBride, draw. Dugan up the middle. May have a first down. He's hit. Oh, going for the first down. He's hit and driven back inside the 45. We'll wait till we get the spot. It'll be around the 44, where that'll bring up third down. It's going to be third and about 2 yards to go. Ball just inside the 45. In fact, one end is touching the 45. He got a little further than that, and they're not giving him the great spot. That's happened a couple of times tonight. Ball on the right hash mark, slot to the left side. It'll be Walker and Reed out there. And we've got double setbacks, handoff up the middle. That's going to be Cleota Hughes. First down across the 30, or across the 40 rather, to about the 39. I believe that was Hughes. Did I make a mistake? Surely I wouldn't make a mistake. I probably never made a mistake calling a player wrong. That was Cleota Hughes. Okay, first down Scrappers at the 39-yard line of the Panthers. Down by 5, split backs. McBride, straight drop, wants to throw, screen, overthrown. Overthrown to Cleota Hughes. Boy, they have really pressured the screen pass tonight. I'm not sure what Cleotis would have gotten out of that, because coming over in a hurry was Quantre French to cover that screen. I'm not too sure if Cleotis would have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up second down and 10 now for the Scrappers at the 39 of the Panthers. That'll stop the clock on the incompletion. 1:35 left in the third. Ball just inside the right hash mark. Reed to the left, Walker to the right. Split backs now for the Scrappers. Second down play. McBride drops, looks, passes it, complete to Dugan across the 35, and wait the spot. That'll be a third down coming up for the Scrappers, and it will just depend on the spot of the ball. It's going to be about 3 yards short of the first down, I believe. He's going to have to get just across the 30, and it's about the 33. Maybe slightly inside the 33. But it will be a third down play now for the Scrappers. Scrappers definitely in 4-down territory. 1 minute exactly left in the third. Slot to the left side. Ball on the right hash mark. Handoff Cleota Hughes up the middle for the first down. As he goes across the 30, should be marked at around the 28-yard line. I've got the 8th play coming up, and I'll let Rick check it because I'm always wrong.
8-1 coming up.
All right.
So see, I must have been right before too. So.
Ball is on the right hash mark for the Scrappers. Slot to the left side. Split backs. Oh, there's a jump. That should be a penalty, 5-yarder. Unless the Scrappers drew him off with illegal procedure, that'll be 5 yards against the Panthers, jumping off sides. And that's going to be the call. So it'll be 1st and 5 for the Scrappers.
37 seconds to go in the third quarter. Scrappers trailing 34-29, but they're driving the ball now marked at the Ashdown 23. Is that correct?
23-yard line, that's correct. Ball is on the right hash mark, slot to the left side. Panther fans trying to exhort those defenders to play hard. McBride drops, pass across the middle, it's incomplete for Hughes. Had it for a moment, coming up on the defense, the sophomore Kent Nutt. That'll bring up second down and 5. That'll stop the clock with 18 seconds left in the third period.
I tell you have to look back. I don't know that we talked about it enough for Ashdown, but they're playing some younger players, sophomores and juniors. Harless is a junior, Nutt a sophomore, just as you mentioned.
All right, second down play. Second down at about 5, or should be exactly 5. Washington back in, split wide to the left side. Slot is Reed. Split backs. Handoff. That's going to be Cleota Shoes. Has his legs cut out from under him. May have gotten about a yard. And now it'll be third down. Third down at about 4. He got maybe even less than a yard on that play. We'll call it the 22, but actually it's outside the 22. That's the end of the third period. The Panthers lead after 3, 34-29 over the Scrappers. It's the fourth and final period in just a moment. You're listening to Scrapper Football. Scrappers facing third down and short 5, long 4 on this play at about the 23-yard line of the Panthers. Scrappers down by 5, 34-29. And we've had some calls into the radio station back in Nashville wanting to know the Nashville score, and when they heard it, they called again to verify that that was correct. They did not believe it. But believe me, it's 34-29 Panthers. Scrappers with a drive, need to punch one in. Dugan the lone setback, slots to each side, ball on the right hash mark. Reed on the near side, and Washington wide right. Pass to Reed, incomplete. Had him open, and McBride was leveled as he threw it, and it took something off of it. And now it's going to bring up fourth down, and that is a critical fourth down for the Scrappers at the Panther 23. Only need about 4.5 yards. We had about an 8-yard route then, and I believe he was open. Well, I know he was open, just couldn't get it to him. We got 2 setbacks now. Reed to the right, Washington left. McBride rolls, wants to throw. Pass. It's going to be complete to, I believe that is Martin at about the 10-yard line. John Martin on the reception at the 10. Boy, a critical fourth down play right there, completion to Martin. And they're going to mark it right on the 4th. And how many first downs have the Scrappers got in this game? 16 first downs, 12 for the Panthers.
Three coming to the ball.
Actually, it's marked at the 9. It's a long 9 because the end of the ball is touching the 10. So it's actually the 9, first and goal, about as far as you can go. Ball on the left hash mark. McBride handoff. Dugan up the middle. Absolutely nothing. Breaks loose for a moment. Might have got a half a yard. He didn't get much. Now bring up second down and goal, Scrappers. Well, we need 6 right here really bad. Clock running. 11:20 left in the ball game. 34-29 Panthers. And he got no gain on the play. Excuse me. Rick says I'm bad about clearing my voice on the radio, but when you got a throat, your throat can't help it. Long setback is Dugan, ball on the left hash mark. Slots to each side, and motion goes Cleota Hughes. There's the pass, it's going to be Hughes. Makes a cut at the 5, and he's going to be down at about the 4. It'll be third and goal. And let's see where the official finally spots it. They've been moving it back, and it's just inside the 4. I'm going to give you 5 yards on that play. So the Scrappers with 2 chances to get it in. We need to get something here. Ball is now on the right hash mark. Washington and Reed will check wide to the left side. Martin will set up a tight end on the right. You'll have a split backfield for the Scrappers. And McBride wants to talk it over. He didn't like the way the defense looked with the play that was called, so there's going to be a timeout on the field, and Coach Laird will walk out and talk it over. 34-29 Panthers, 10-18 left in the ball game. We'll be back in just a moment with more Scrapper football. Coach Laird trying to come up with a play here. Boy, this is a ball game. 34-29. It'll be third down and goal just inside the 5-yard line of the Panthers on the north end of the football field. And it's been a passing ball game tonight. Panthers have done a pretty good job of running the football. They've been almost excellent in passing also. All right, same set, slot left. McBride looks them over. The receivers are set in a little tighter than on the earlier pattern. They'll run across the middle, and the receiver fell down. And that was Washington. I don't know if he was tripped.
I think
he just slipped. Okay, Lucius Scott on the defense for the Panthers. And it was just...
you know, Charles, that's just about been the way it's been all night. Seemed like we've had a play in a particular series or drive that has really hurt us.
It was just an out pattern in the end zone, and the Scrappers couldn't come up with it. All right, this is it. Fourth down right here, folks. Now Washington will check way out to the left side, all the way over to the far side. McBride rolls, wants to throw. Complete. It's going to be a touchdown, Scrappers, to Dugan. Brian Dugan out of the backfield. Oh, what a play. I thought he underthrew it for a moment to Washington in the end zone, and then Dugan was right there to take it. 5-yard pass, number 15 to number 30, Brian Dugan. That's McBride to Dugan. We'll have to call it 4. It was inside the 5, wasn't it? And that was a fourth down play, and I'll have to add up the number of plays here for you in just a moment. As we get ready for the extra point, Scrappers now lead 35-34. And we need to get this extra point. I think they're going to go for 2 to try to make it a 3-point lead so that a field goal wouldn't win the ball game. It would just simply tie it going for 2. McBride drops, looks, passes in the end zone. It's going to be complete to Washington. It was out of bounds by 1 step.
Came up with a beautiful catch, but as you mentioned, he was just out of bounds.
All right. Scrappers lead 35-34. What a comeback so far for the Scrappers. They were down by 2 scores at the half, but they have the lead by 1. 10 away left in the ball game. We'll be back with the Scrapper kickoff in just a moment. Scrappers lead by 1, 35-34. Stabley with the ball on the tee, ready to kick it off.
We were just talking here a moment ago, too, how much the fans for Ashdown behind their team. Even after that drive by the Scrappers for the score, the fans were up cheering for their defense and trying to keep them supported and keep them in the ball game.
Count out how many plays you had on that drive, Rick. That should have given the defense for the Scrappers a little bit of time to rest. There's the approach by Stabley. He'll kick it off. It's a good kick. It will be taken at the 15-yard line. Back to the 20, 25, and he slips down at about the 25-yard line.
Charles, I had a 63-play drive, 14 plays, 63 yards in 14 plays.
That should give I'll tell you, our defense looked like it might be getting a little bit tired, and hopefully that will give them a little bit of rest, and they'll be a little fresher now that they're back out on defense. That was a pretty long drive that time by the Scrappers. And they break the huddle. Panthers with the first down at their own 25-yard line, down by 1, 35-34 to the Scrappers. Wing on the right, split backs for the Panthers, and Wing will go in motion to his left, and that's Sehan. Handoff up the middle. Matt breaks the tackle. Now he's down. He's tried to spin off, and a good job on defense by Herschel Taylor. And also Clint Reed in on the play. Wouldn't let go. I tell you, he's hitting the line, and then he's trying to spin off, and he did that earlier for a huge gain. Tried it again and maybe picked up a yard. So it'll bring up second down now for the Panthers. Scrappers hadn't done that bad on the run defense. They just had trouble with the pass tonight, and hopefully we'll be able to master that right here in this series. Split backs again, wing right. And motion, go see Hahn to his left. Handoff. Ricks met at the line, falls forward for about 4 yards. He had his momentum headed that way. Aaron Westfall made the initial hit for the Scrappers along with Leslie Hendricks, rather. I'm sure it wasn't Leslie Reed. I imagine she wouldn't mind being out here playing, but that wasn't who it was. Third down and 5 for the Panthers. All touching the 30-yard line. That's the Panther 30. 8:45 and counting left in the ball game. Scrappers leading by 1, 35-34. They'll go to an I formation. First time tonight I've seen it. Wing on the left for the Panthers. He wants to throw. There's the pass. Long pass downfield for Seahon. He pushed off, and they didn't call it. He pushed off. He did push off, and they did not call it. Seahon pushed off, pushed the defender out of the way to make the reception. And it's a first down for the Panthers at the 48. That's a Panther 48. Oh, boy. Official looking right there, and they didn't call it. Scrappers question it.
Seahon has 6 receptions, 143 yards.
They just hung it up in the air and let Seahon fight for it, and that's what happened. He came up with it. First down, Panthers at their own 48. 3 backs now. That's a split T formation. Handoff, second man through. Met at the line of scrimmage, spins, still got it, and he may have gotten a yard, and just a host of tacklers in there. Looks like Latree Richards, Mark McGill, Jab Johnson. On the bottom of the pile getting up is Clint Reed. And it looked like even Rico Newton down there and Aaron Westfall also. We'll give him 1 yard. Second down and 9. We'll call it the 49-yard line. 7:45 and counting left in the ball game. Again, the 3-back set. T formation. Harless down under. Drops. Quick toss across the middle. Ball comes out. It's incomplete unless they call it a completion. If they do, the Scrappers would have it. They knocked it out. That was just a quick slant to number 44, Torrey Northcross, and did anybody see who it was that hit him? Whoever hit him hard. I did not catch it. It happened so quick, I missed it. I thought it might be McGill.
Or Paul Wayne, either one.
I'm not sure which one it was. But anyway, it'll bring up third down and 9 at the 49 of the Panthers for the Panthers. Clock stopped, 7:29 left in the game. 1 point Scrapper lead, 35-34. Split backs, wing right. Harless down under at quarterback. He'll want to throw it. He does. He drops back. Pass across the middle, complete. Scrappers are going to tackle him, but he's got the first down. Just across the first down marker. What a job by Harless to get rid of it under pressure.
That pass was complete to Doug Dunn, and coming up it was Leslie Hendricks making the stop for the Scrappers.
Well, I'll tell you what, this Harless has really done a great job. I've been impressed with him at quarterback. He's a dandy, and he also is a junior. And here we go. 7:20 left in the game. Mark it at the 41. The 41 of Nashville. Ball on the left hash mark. Split backs again, slot right. For the Scrappers. Scrappers need to knuckle down on defense and stop them. Harless wants to roll, wants to look. Passes it downfield and had his man wide open, and there's a penalty, I believe. Are they going to call roughing again?
Yeah, it was a late hit. It was late.
Yeah. I was watching the pass and I didn't catch it, and they're going to call roughing the passer again on the Scrappers.
The end came from the
that is
other side.
Tonight.
Yeah, but Charles, that was a good call.
Oh boy, we need to wake up. We cannot beat that. It's 2 times tonight. You can't do those things and win ball games. Okay. down to the 25. 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Scrappers need to find some new life here on defense. Panthers have been getting breaks tonight, even though that the penalties, some of them have gone against them. That's 8 now for 78 yards against the Scrappers. I formation, wing on the right for the Panthers. He'll go in motion to his left now. Hollis, hands off, first man through, penalty flag. And he'll pick up about 2 yards across the 25.
Clock has stopped with 6:45 to go in the game. Scrappers leading 35-34 over Ashdown. And Charles, we need a big defensive stance right here. You've got to stop them in order to turn this ball game around, because there's been a lot of scores put up in this, and it's almost getting to the point whoever has the ball last.
5-yard penalty walked off against the Panthers. Illegal procedure. That'll mark it back to the 31. That'll be 12 penalties for 90 yards now for the Panthers. And as I said a moment ago, 8 for 78 against the Scrappers. So 1st and 15 for the Panthers at their own 31. Ball on the left hash mark. Split back, slot right. Sehan is the slot. Harless down under at quarterback. Fakes the handoff, wants to throw. Looks, gets loose. Long pass downfield. Scrappers are going to knock it away. Good job, and I believe that's Irby on the defense.
Jamie Irby.
Jamie Irby on the defensive play, and he was a little underneath. If he'd been back a little more, he might have had a chance for the interception. I'll tell you, Harless hung it up in the air, and that's kind of some of the plays that he's done tonight. He's hung it up and let Sehan fight for it, and I'll tell you, Sehan is a fine receiver. That'll stop the clock. 6:20 left in the ball game.
Sehan is 6 receptions, 143 yards, and let's see, he has been in on 4 touchdowns.
All right, here we go. 2nd down and 15 at the 31 of Nashville. Handoff. First man ran into his own man. That was done. And then the Scrappers converge. And on the bottom of the play is Clint Reed along with Leslie Hendricks. And it's about a yard and a half loss on the play. That'll bring up 3rd down. I'll tell you what's been happening for the Panthers, though. They've been having some bad things happen, but then they come up and get a big break. Let's see if it happens to them on this particular series. 3rd down and about 16 now at the just outside the 31. You know they're going for it on 4th down if they don't make it here. Split backs, wing on the right. Sehan is the wing. Handoff. No, it's the reverse. It's going to be Sehan, and he's got close to the 1st down, I believe. No, I'm sorry, I got my yard markers mixed up, but he picks up about 10 on the carry.
Down to about the 20, I believe. Is that correct?
Let's see where the spot is. It is the 20, and it will be 4th down and about 5 yards to go at the 20. And that was just that little wing back reverse again. You set up on the wing on the right side. They run it about 3, maybe 4 times. We've smelled it out once or twice. This is a huge defensive play. This could be the ball game right here for the Scrappers. Let's see. Ball on the left hash mark. Wing again on the right. Scrappers jumping around, wanting to call something to happen they're wanting to jump off sides, and now they're going to try something. Wait a minute, they're going to call timeout. He went in motion, the play clock run out, he didn't get timeout. There's going to be a 5-yard penalty marked up against the Panthers. Too much time. The quarterback pulled out and went in motion to his left, and the official said he didn't get timeout. The flag was thrown, and it's going to be an illegal procedure marked against the Panthers. Or excuse me, too much time, delay of game. So what he did, he was trying to draw the Scrappers off sides. He pulls out and goes in motion to his left. And boy, I tell you, Bunch Nichols is in this game. He runs out on the field for an explanation. And they said, get back off of there. Okay, 4th down and 10 for the Panthers. Oh, huge play. You know he's going to throw it. Unless they do the reverse, it's got to be a pass. Scrappers trying it again, jumping around. Fake the handoff. Pass across the middle, floats it up in the air, and he caught it for the touchdown again. Sehan again on the reception.
25 yards on that touchdown for Ashdown to go back ahead. 25 yards, Harness throwing to Sehan.
Well, I'll tell you what, we just can't cover anybody tonight.
10 plays going 75 yards.
All right, 75 yards, 10 plays, 4:36 left in the ball game. And the Scrappers going to win this. They'll do it on their final possession. And French to try the extra point. There's a snap. It's high. Gets it down. It's blocked. And it's no good. 40-35, our score. Scrappers with at least one more chance tonight. We've got a player down. 40-35, our score. We'll be back in just a moment. To kick it off. It'll be Washington and Ray back deep to receive. There's the approach. It will be taken by Washington at the 10, and there is a whistle again. It's going to be offsides against the Panthers again. They've got 13 for 95. That'll make a smooth 14 for an even 100. I don't think they care. They've got the lead, as David said. However, that could change if you keep doing that kind of stuff. Who knows, they might do it again. Back them up another 10. And we could break one all the way. Okay, French ready to kick off. There's the approach. There's the kick. Washington can't get to it. Gets under it. Picks it up at the 5, 10, 15. Back to the 20. Makes a cut. Sehan tries to get it. Cuts it upfield. Still on his feet to about the 30-yard line.
They are doing a good job of coverage all night long.
Line drive kick that time. He just couldn't come up with it. And 4:24 showing on the clock. That's what the Scrappers have left. And let's get the official mark. I'll call it the 29-yard line of Nashville.
4:24 to go in this game with the Scrappers trailing right now, 40-35.
Reed to the left. And we have slots to each side. McBride, handoff up the middle. That's Dugan. Not much, maybe a yard. Coach Laird trying to keep them honest.
You know, a moment ago he ran a couple of running plays, and then he did that quick flatten out pattern out in the flat to Greg, so you never know.
Tollett getting up a little slow. Looks like he's going to be all right. Well, I tell you what, the Panthers have got to be feeling pretty good at the moment, at least. 3:58 and counting left in this game. Scrappers break the huddle. Washington to the left side. Split backs now. Reed to the right side. McBride will send Reed in motion now to his left. McBride drops, rolls, looks, wants to throw. Complete to Washington for the first down. Let's see where the mark is at the about the 43-yard line. And that'll stop the clock with the movement of the chains. So the Scrappers with this last drive attempt here, down by 5, 40-35.
Greg Washington now has 7 receptions, 175 yards.
Clock starts. Ball on the left hash mark. Washington right, Reed to the left, split backs again for the Scrappers. In motion goes Reed to his right. McBride, quick drop, straight, long, throws it up in the air. It's going to be intended for, I believe he caught it. Yes, Reed caught it. What a play by Reed at the 35-yard line of the Panthers.
Right at the sideline, a 22-yard gain.
Covered like a blanket, and Reed came down with it. Great play by Reed, keeping his feet in bounds. And there's a Panther down on the field, so we're going to have to take a timeout. Scrappers with a first down are actually going to mark it the 36-yard line of the Panthers. 3 minutes, 17 seconds left in the game. Scrappers down by 5, 40-35. Back in just a moment. That was Donald Walker, the injured player for the Panthers. He was not a starter in a tackle for the Panthers, so now the clock will start. First and 10 Scrappers at the Panther 36. Ball on the right hash mark. Washington and Reed to the left side. McBride, straight drop, wants to throw, hangs it up in the air for Washington. Oh, it's intercepted! And that's going to do it right there on the run back to the 45. Overthrew Washington, got his hand on it, tipped it up in the air. Lucius Scott on the interception.
It was tipped, and we had a chance for it. It was tipped, and then Scott came up with the interception for the Ashdown Panthers. Charles, 2:53 to go in the ball game. It's going to take something out of the defense. Scrappers behind 40-35.
Well, you don't give up. You never know. But it ought to be a pretty good feeling right now for the Panthers. They're going to run 3 plays. You know that. They're not going to throw it unless they have to. They're going to use as much clock as possible. And the Scrappers, I think, have used at least 1 timeout in this half. And that's what David has on his sheet. So they should have 2 timeouts left. At the 40-yard line. Handoff on the misdirection. That's Sehan. Thrown in the backfield. Good job by Aaron Westfall. Thrown for about a 7-yard loss. Scrappers are going to have to let it run here. Sehan limping. He has been for a while, but I'll tell you what, it hadn't hindered his reception ability. I can tell you right now, he has been catching the football tonight. Clock running, 2:30, second down. They finally break the huddle with 2:17 left. 12 on the play clock. And Sehan on the wing on the right side. Letting that clock run down. 5, 4, 3. Handoff. No, it's going to be a reverse, and they're going to have a penalty. Let's see what the penalty is.
Clock is stopped at 2:02 to go in the ball game.
Illegal procedure. 5 yards. I don't think they care. They actually are going to get to play again. .202 on the clock. That will wind the clock. They get a fresh 25. They can use another 25 seconds. That is not a good call, but that is not a good play for the Scrappers. They do not realize.
Lose time, right.
Scrappers need the time, and they're losing it now. 8 seconds on the clock. And they're going to let it run down again. In motion goes Sehan. Wants to throw it. Pass in the air. Going to be complete. Done. Could go all the way. 50. Fumble the ball. It's on the ground. And the Scrappers have got it. And Leaper's got it. And he's going to have it at the 35-yard line. The one thing they didn't watch, Scrappers have got one more chance. It was a reception. Dunn caught it. And Leaper tackled him. He coughed it up before he went down. And Leaper came up with a ball and tried to return it. But they tackled him at that point. Oh, boy. Ain't over till it's over, folks. 35-yard line of Nashville. That is with 1:24 left. The one thing that the Panthers didn't want was to give the ball back to Nashville.
Boy, if he'd just safely gone down, they almost practically, you could just say they had this one.
They had it. If they just, in fact, they just ran a running play, and they would have probably had it. So here we go. May still have it. Depends on what happens here. McBride, straight drop, pressure, wants to throw across the middle, overthrown. And that they cut Cleota Hughes' legs right out from under him, stopping the clock. That took 4 seconds. Second down and 10. Scrappers have got to move it in a hurry.
Totally run out of room to keep up with all the passes. We have 32 pass attempts for the Scrappers, and I'll give you stats a little bit later.
And only 1 interception, isn't that right?
That is correct.
And it was a big one a moment ago.
No, that's 2 interceptions.
2 interceptions, okay. You're right. Ball on the right hash mark. Split into the left. Wide receiver right. McBride, straight drop. Wants to throw. Pass. It's going to be complete for a first down to Reed. At about the 48-yard line, that'll stop the clock with the movement of the chains. 1:12 showing on the clock. Scrappers have got to be ready with the play. And they are at the line of scrimmage. They've run these in their practice. They know what they want to do, but now they've got to execute it. Double slots to each side. McBride, straight drop, wants to throw, pass, going to be complete to Reed. Makes a little cut, and he's down for another first down at about the 39-yard line of the Panthers. Scrappers are down there again. That'll stop the clock again. 58 seconds showing on the clock now. Scrappers still with 2 timeouts left. And Scrappers, no huddle. Well, this would be a tremendous comeback for the Scrappers here. It could happen. Slots to each side. Lone setback is Dugan. McBride down under. 58 seconds and counting left in the ball game. McBride, straight drop again. Wants to throw. It's going to be off the fingertips of Washington. Boy, he might have broke free on that, but it was just a slant on for Washington. And it just was not there. He would have had another first down, however. 49 seconds now left in the ball game. And that does stop the clock, as I said, on that incomplete pass. Ball is on the right hash mark. Reed to the right side, Washington to the left side. Split backs for the Scrappers now. McBride down under. Drops. Pressure. Throws it across the middle. Off the fingertips of Martin. Had it for a first down and couldn't hold on. That'll bring up third down now for the Scrappers. Ricky had it, and he had a little more than a first down, but he just couldn't quite hold on to it. 44 seconds now left in the ball game.
This has been a packed stadium here tonight, Charles, on both sides of the stands, people standing around, and no one is left.
5-point lead by the Panthers, 40-35. Ball is on the right hash mark. Washington right, Reed to the left side. That's the wide side. Split backs. McBride, straight drop, pressure, wants to throw. It's going to be underthrown to Reed. It'll be fourth down.
McBride was hit by
McBride was really hit, and there is no flag on that play. Torrey Northcross on the hit. Fourth down and 10 now. Scrappers have got to come up with the play. 40 seconds. I'll tell you, Northcross leveling. This is it. Gotta have it. Listen to this Ashdown Panthers sellout crowd right here. And it's sold out across the way, too. Huge crowd by Nashville. Here we go. Slot to the left side. Split backs. Fourth down and 10. McBride, straight drop. Wants to throw. Washington's got it. Turns it upfield. Gets loose. He can go. Touchdown, Washington! Touchdown, Washington! 39 yards!
31 seconds left to go in the game, and that's it. I mean, Greg, they just ran the play slow. They set it up. As soon as Greg caught it, he turned it upfield with all the gas he had.
Oh, man, what a play!
41-40, Scrappers lead.
31 seconds left in this ball game, though, folks. It's not over yet. Scrappers lead by 1, 40-31. Or 41-40, rather, excuse me. And are we going for 2? I would assume we will. Oh, boy, what a ball game. I cannot believe. Boy, you never give up, folks. You never know what's going to happen. Panthers had it and fumbled it away to the Scrappers. And the Scrappers, potent offensive football team, coming back.
And it took a lot to get this one, Charles, and get this close at least. We got 31 seconds to go.
Walker in for Washington. McBride drops, rolls, looks toward the end zone. He's going to walk into the end zone around the right side. 2-point conversion for the Scrappers. And the Scrappers now lead 43-40 with 31 seconds left in the ball game. We'll be back with a Scrapper kickoff in a moment. Here's the situation. The Scrappers lead by 3, 43-40. 31 seconds left in the ball game. The Panthers have 2 timeouts, and they've got one fine little quarterback, and they've got some fine receivers. Scrappers moved that one. They took that possession with 1:24 left in the ball game, and they move it for the score with 31 seconds left in the game. So it took less than a minute, folks.
I've got 7 plays, covered 65 yards.
All right, here we go. Stabley with the ball on the tee, ready to kick it off. There's the approach. Stabley, squib kick. It will be fielded, hits the man, bounces off of him. Scrappers down there, missing. He'll make it return to the 35 and still fighting and gets to about the 37. And on that return was number 52, Dimitri Wiseman.
4 seconds.
Now 24 seconds left in the ball game. Folks, anything can happen. I bet you, though, that Coach Laird is going to have some deep safeties.
That and doubling up on Seahon.
And I do see Greg Washington in the ball game now. And I see Jab Johnson limping out there. So 1st and 10 Panthers at their own 37 with only 24 seconds left in the ball game. They'll send Young to the left side. That's the wide side. On the wing on the right side is Seahon. Split backs. Harness drop. Wants to throw. Painted in the backfield. Fumble. Recover it. Boy, what a surge by the defensive front. Clint Reed in there. Rico Newton in there. Newton got the fumble recovery.
That's it. 18 seconds to go. Scrappers recover that fumble deep in Ashdown territory.
Rick, that's the first pressure that we've really gotten on him tonight. That is the first time we've pressured him. And I mean, it just caved in on him. He never had a chance.
That's about the 26-yard line, I believe.
Okay, Scrappers get it now with 18 seconds left in the game. All we got to do is touch the knee down one time. The clock will not start on the change of possession until a play starts. That's a new rule this year. So all McBride has to do is touch the knee down one time. There's the snap, does it, that's it. Gives the ball to the official. Clock running. That's it, folks. Scrappers come back. What a play. This is a tremendous game for the Scrappers. This is going to be a growing game for the Scrappers. We learned some things tonight about ourselves. We found some weaknesses. We know what they are. Now, Coach Laird can go in during the week and work on those and try to improve them. We've got some defense that we've got to change a little bit, and we've got to improve in that area. We got a tremendous offensive football team, and I can guarantee you we're going to be better on defense. We've just got some growing to do.
Well, Charles, coming in, we had talked about this going to be a different test for the Nashville Scrappers, and I tell you, Ashdown threw everything they had at it. What a ball game out of their ball club, and particularly the quarterback, the junior quarterback, doing a fine job to lead them, and Seahon doing an excellent job for the Panthers. And I tell you, Charles, it was a test all the way.
It certainly was. We'll take a break and be back in a moment, recap all the totals for you, and what a game. Be back in just a minute.